Yo, what up, my friends? How are you? Welcome to Newsboyz. I'm waiting for Trevor to let me into the Zoom, but it's good to see you guys and gals and doll lookers and everybody out there. Oh, here we go. I think he's letting me in. There he is. Hang on a second. Let me swap.
What's up?
Bitch over. Let's fucking do it. What up, dude?
How are you?
Good, man. How are you? Let me make sure the levels are good. Fucking
Here we are.
Newsboyz.
Episode, what are we at? Who knows?
God, great question. I bet this is like our 10th Newsboy or 8th
10th?
or 9th.
I think we're higher than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But welcome. It is the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 27th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. And welcome to Newsboyz, the flagship show.
Flagship show of the network.
This is the crown jewel in the whitest kids empire. This is the show of which all other programs are compared to.
It's true.
You know, there's shows all week, and they're good and all, but on Friday nights, Zach and I come out here and we put the whole fucking team on our shoulders. That's what we do. I've said that before. I'll say it again.
Say it till it stops being true, man.
Yeah, this is, there's shows every night of the week on the whitest kid Twitch empire.
I don't think that's accurate.
It's pretty. There's almost every night of the week there's shows, but damn it all, if it doesn't hit a little different on Fridays.
Oh boy. Hey, level 5 hype train already? God damn it, we're crushing instantly. It's insane. Zach, you just played my favorite Misfits song of all time. Thank you. You're welcome. That song is American Nightmare. It's on their album Legacy of Brutality. It's also in the American Juggalo documentary, which Trevor and I talk about probably once a week. If you haven't seen the American Juggalo documentary, just fucking do yourself a favor. My God, what are you doing with yourself? It's phenomenal. It's like 15 minutes long. It's on Vimeo, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and there's a second one. They made a sequel to it.
Wait, have we? Now I feel like we actually have talked about this, and I've just forgotten. Is it as good?
Not as good, but still very good.
Really?
Still very good. Here we are coming right in on 700 viewers.
All right, I'm going under my desk. I got to move my space heater. It's getting crazy in here.
5 minutes. You know, we have a hype train already at level 5. Oh my God. We have to pace ourselves here, everybody. This is we're coming out of the gate too hot.
Hey, no such thing. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, how's your Thanksgiving? Did you do anything? Did you have a big family deal? What happened?
I had a small family thing. Six people total.
How many households?
3.
Decent.
So actually, it was 8 if you count kids, which I wasn't. Yeah. So, but it was pretty small.
Was it socially distanced? Was it indoors?
It was indoors. It was you know.
I'm assuming no masks.
No masks, but I mean, but this is also kind of my pod. You know, these are the people that I've been seeing. So
yeah. It
wasn't that bad. How was yours? What did you do?
Sarah and I stayed here.
Nobody over at all.
Nobody, no nothing. And it's tough because her parents live in LA, so it was. We went over today and sat outside in the wind.
Oh.
But do they have people who flew in? And it's like.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No, that's good for you. That's taking it really very seriously.
It was an uncomfortable.
Were the parents like, what the fuck?
I mean, they didn't say it, but I mean, I think that maybe to a degree, it's possible.
Well, you're saving their lives.
I don't know, man.
They don't give you credit for it, but I will, Zach.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you saved their lives. Every Thanksgiving they have from this point forward is a gift from you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Jesus Christ. Also, another point of business that I definitely wanted to ask you. So what happened with Sam giving out your phone number? What was the deal?
Oh, so he actually got me.
So he got you.
He got me.
It was a prank.
It was a prank. where he called me and I was doing something and I was like, I answered it really quickly. I thought it was a hype train, whatever, hung up. Then he got one of the guys from a Virginia area code to call me. So I picked it up and the guy was like, oh, I'm a huge fan and all this stuff like that. And I was like, oh, and I hung it up and I was like, oh, you know what? I bet
just
Sam
hung up. Some guy calls like, I'm a huge fan. You're just like, nope. You asshole.
No, you know what I did?
Gross.
I said, hello? Hello? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And I hung up on him. That's what I did. So it's not too assholey. It's kind of asshole. But then, so then I immediately thought, oh, Sam probably fucking showed my number on the thing by accident.
But does that even happen?
Totally.
Like if I call you, it just says Trevor Moore. It's not going to show your number.
Well, you're not Samsung. I've almost done it before.
Wow.
Yeah. So then like Darren kept calling me and Sam kept calling me and I was like, I don't want, and I just turned my phone off because I was like, all right, if my number gets out, I'll change it. You know, we did this to Sam 15, 16 years ago on purpose. It was, and it was the thing where like he got incredibly mad and
he got like top 10, Matt, top 5 maybe. Top 10, top 5 of...
Oh, I would say top 3. I think top 3. Like, it's up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I was just like, well, just change your number. You know, that's what I was saying. And then he hit me with something which I never thought about at all, which he was like, but this was my first phone number.
Oh, who gives a shit? It's fucking 10 digits.
Well, that's what I was like, but it had some sentimental value.
That's ridiculous.
I thought so too. But so as soon as I thought that Sam accidentally gave my number out, I was like, well, the way you handle this is you just change your number immediately and then you go like, Sam, this is what you should have done 15 years ago. Like, it's not that big a deal.
That's also the most Trevor way of handling it. Just cold, calculated. I'm not falling into this emotional trap that you've laid out for me. I don't care.
So, but awesome. Then here's where it gets really good though, is like, then I was like, all right, I'm going to go watch the stream and see like how he fucked up. And he committed to it for such a long period of time before I actually did it, that it was a long time of me watching the stream before I figured out that it was all a joke. And so I had already texted him and saying like, don't worry about it. Cause I honestly, it looked like he was just really,
beating
sweating.
himself up.
Yeah, and my wife was like, "Let him off the hook. Tell him you don't really care." And I'm like, "No, I like watching this. Like, you know, like I want to watch him sweat."
Yeah.
And so after he went off, I right towards the end, I felt that, and I texted him. I was like, "Don't worry about it. I'll just change my number." Like that. And then I looked back, I saw that it was this fake thing, and so then I called and was like, "Hey, you got me. It's pretty good." Yeah, that's it. It was a good that's a good stream. Sam,
well, it's interesting because Sam has now opened himself up for prank retaliation.
Well, here's what I hope.
Am I right?
Sam, yes, absolutely. See, Sam always likes to take this thing of like, I don't do like, because we'll.
Oh yeah,
pranks.
He's pulled that card many times. You guys always prank me. I never prank you.
Yeah, but now he's getting down into the fucking mud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now he's fucking signed his own death warrant. But he.
And what's funny is you and I have discussed in the past year, and I'm well aware that Sam's probably watching this right now. So
of course he's got nothing else to do.
He's most certainly watching. We've discussed pranks that we could have pulled on him before we ever got on Twitch or anything, and we decided not to.
Yes. Because we're like, you can't do it to Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So now the gloves are off, the gauntlet's down. And the thing is, like, it was a really entertaining stream. It was a really good stream. Like, you know, so like Sam has these good ideas. Like he had the original hot sauce idea was a good idea, even though it was somebody else's idea. It's like, but it was good. It was entertaining.
He's gonna try and convince us all to do the Tide Pod challenge next.
Well, we just gotta hope this doesn't get strung along for a month.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny because he tried to get me in on this thing with you, right? So he calls me and he's like, did you watch this part of the stream?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. He calls me. He's like, I don't know what to do. I just showed Trevor. I just doxed Trevor, and I was like, no, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't. I didn't buy it. And then he texted me. Hang on, let me pull the text up that he sent.
What if we just read his number out right now?
And he said, so I'm on the phone with him like, yeah, I don't buy this, man. You're full of shit, blah, blah, blah. And then he texts me, thanks, dude, although it was not on stream. Oh, no. He says, thanks for playing along. I told you this prank months ago.
Did he tell you this prank months ago?
I have no recollection. I don't know. So then I felt like I had to call back and play along. So then I had to call back and be like, oh, man, what are you going to do? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know how much of that you watched.
I heard that. Yeah.
Somebody says Zach just laughed like a Frenchman.
That's the one I was going to read.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just now I laughed like a
Frenchman? Yeah. I think you went, ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, yeah. And by a Frenchman, we mean the chef in The Little Mermaid.
That's exactly what I was
That's who everybody's thinking about.
Le poisson, le poisson.
Do you want to we should just sing old Disney songs all night.
Well, I'll tell you, I think of all the old Disney songs, and I'm curious which one you like the most, but I think Kiss the Girl might be my favorite. Especially the part where they go like, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
It's really, really pretty and funny at the same time. I like it.
Yeah.
I could tell I just annoyed you when I did that. You're like,
no, it was good. Yeah. I liked it. Yeah. I think mine would have to be something from Mulan.
I've never seen that.
Me either. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Right. Like that's too old to watch it at that point.
Yeah, that was behind me.
Yeah.
I feel like the last Disney movie I watched with enthusiasm was Lion King.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Pocahontas came out, I was like, nah, not for me. I'm too old.
Oh, I know the best. Here's my favorite of those old cartoon songs. It's the.
Oh. Is that from Robin Hood?
Yeah, that one. That's a good fucking tune.
Can you not whistle? Oh, yeah, you can whistle. All right.
I can whistle, yeah.
Whoa, hang on. Somebody says Rongina just donated $500. Is that fucking real? Hang on a second. My God, sir. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, someone said Toy Story. Because you got a Toy Story.
Yeah, but that's different, right?
We got a Toy Story. We got toys. There's a story.
Hang on.
How's that different?
No, I just mean that's not one of the old classic Disney animated things. That's like Pixar. It's a whole new deal. Yo, Rongina donated $500. He says it's that day. Looking forward to Mars. Thank you, my friend. Rongina.
Thank you, Rongina.
The MVP. Hang on, let me do. We've had a couple. Hold on and hang on. Donated. He says love Danzig. Disappointed by his Elvis cover album. Your gems. Thanks. Thank you. Hold on and hang on. Although that was a Misfits song, but Glenn Danzig nonetheless. I feel you. Interest 173 donated. He says, Zach and Trevor, how much do I have to pay to get you guys to sing the JFK Oswald sketch song live on stream?
$500.
A lot. Sorry to say it. Darren is a poof donated $50. Thank you, Darren is a poof. And he says,
thank you.
Who has evolved the most amongst the whitest kids since you've met them? Wow, what a great question.
That's a good question. Ooh, that's almost like a Deep Boys question.
That is a Deep Boys question.
We're getting into shit early tonight. We haven't even gotten to the news yet. We've hardly talked to chat. Okay, well, who has evolved the most? I actually think everyone has evolved quite a bit.
All right, here I'm not really sure I've thought this through, but I'm gonna say maybe it would seem almost that Darren has evolved the least because Darren has always been incredibly mature and like there. Darren
I would say
was kind of like born in the finish line.
Yeah, I think the Darren that you see now is pretty much the Darren from back then.
That I know of. I don't spend enough time with Darren these days to really even know. Maybe I'm wrong, but like Darren never sweated the small stuff. He always had good energy. He's he's a better person than the rest of us. Yeah,
if you were going to be stuck on an island or in an elevator with one of us, Darren's the one easily, hands down, to hang out with.
Who's the one you least, the average person on stream, who do you think, okay, they're going to be trapped in a cabin that's going to get snowed under by an avalanche. So they're going to be like Mr. Burns and Homer Simpson, right? So they're going to be trapped in a log cabin for 3 days straight. Who's the last person you want to be in that cabin with of the 5 of us?
That's a tough one too.
And I know what you're thinking. I'll say it. You don't want to say it out loud, but I'll fucking say it.
What?
No, I'm
Which
just
one?
kidding. I don't know.
I mean, look, I love all these guys.
This is a fucked up question.
I feel like Timmy talks too much.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that would get at me first. I feel like, you know, love him, but like it's trapped, snowed in, underground forever, because I just don't think he'd stop talking. Like that's the thing.
All right, now Zach would be so snooty. Someone says, sure. Yeah. All right. So wait, who's evolved? So yeah, Darren has evolved the least, but for the best reason.
Yeah. Who's evolved the most?
Twerkin says Trevor is the most likely to eat human flesh.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
That seems gross. I don't know. I mean, you've evolved a lot.
Thank you. I mean,
Timmy's evolved a lot.
You and Timmy have both, and Darren, but again, I don't even think of Darren in this, but you and Timmy both have kids, and I've seen it transform you both.
Right.
You know, I've seen
That's
it.
true.
I've seen that happen where suddenly you are no longer a narcissist. I don't mean you, Trevor. I mean you as in like you and Timmy, like.
Right.
And I don't mean narcissist in any special way. I mean the narcissism that everyone has in their 20s and 30s, you know.
Well, you only think about yourself.
Yeah,
there is
a
destruction of ego that happens when you have children.
Yeah.
Or you hope happens.
Right.
You know. But I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like it would be you or Timmy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. That
All
would
right.
be my guess, and I don't know. I think it's a photo finish.
Photo finish. All right. How different is Sam now compared to when he was peanut butter?
Sam has evolved.
Sam has changed a lot.
He has changed a lot, but I still think that you guys lap him.
Oof. I remember when Sam was peanut butter, I had just a complete, and I've talked about this on this channel before, but I had this completely different opinion of Sam when I first met him. I thought he was this like brawler. I thought he was like,
Yeah.
I thought he was like a henchman. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's just
That's because fucking Old Face told you.
yeah, Old Face told me that.
Yeah.
Okay. Pork Sweats has a good question. Zach, does Trevor know you'd think he'd die in a certain camp situation? Can't remember how this came up, but I was talking to Timmy on the phone during Collective Souls. I don't remember how it came up, but I was saying we were talking about cunning. I think who's the most cunning, and I was saying Trevor's the most cunning, and I was like, if we were all in a concentration camp, Trevor would walk out. He would
walk
survive.
out. That's kind of a weird, fucked up compliment.
No, it's not really a compliment. It's kind of a diss.
Wait, I would walk out. How is
Because
it?
the survivors all say, like, the best of us. Darren would die first. They're like, the best of us didn't survive. You know, like, the best of us would, like, give out their bread to the others who needed it. And I was like, and like, I was like, Trevor would go to the guards and be like, my stomach really hurts and I need to go.
Yes. Yeah. No, self-preservation is a big instinct. I'm trying right now to figure out how I can get the vaccine before people that need it.
Yeah. Yeah, you are too.
No.
And yeah, you've been posting about this for a while. Oh God, Goldbug, I'm sorry, man. Hello, I'm Trevor, and I have contracted the dysentery. Okay. Why do I just start reading? I should read the whole comment before I read. So what happened in the news, dude?
I think. Hold on, I want to hear what that one said.
It said nothing. It was like, I'm Trevor and I have dysentery. Can I please leave? Or something like that.
Yeah, what happened in the news?
Well, I guess Trump, he didn't concede and he never will, but I think he came as close to conceding as we're ever going to get, where he said he would allow the transition. Like he would cooperate. Even though it's rigged and it's a fraud, he's going to cooperate. So,
which is not really up to him, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah. There was the whole diaper thing that was big yesterday.
Wait, what's that? I don't know about this.
They took a picture. Somebody gave him a really fucking small desk for some reason. Like,
desk?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Like in the Oval Office?
I don't know why he wasn't in the Oval Office, but he was doing a press thing, and like I think like the staffers are fucking with him at this point, or what? Like they want out of here or something. So the desk they set up for him was ridiculous. Like, hold on, let me find a picture of it. And so he does his press conference from this teeny tiny desk, and it's like the least presidential looking thing in the world. Like, hold on, here we go.
Oh my God, wait. Somebody says, today he tweeted, Biden will only be allowed in the White House if he... All right, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, look at that desk. That's not what you put a president behind.
Dude, that looks like a prank. You're right.
Yeah.
That looks like someone's fucking with him.
They're fucking with him now. So it's like, so they gave him a teeny tiny desk, and then there's an angle on a side angle where he's sitting, and it looks like he's wearing a diaper, like it's all bunched up around his pants. Here's another picture. Here's a picture of that. So here we go. See that? It looks like a big diaper butt.
It does look. You know? It does look weird. He could be that fat. You know how
yes.
sometimes really old fat guys, their body gets like bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's probably that. But anyway, so diaper Don, some hashtag was trending. It was like diaper Trump thing, and he was pissed off. So he started tweeting that he was like Twitter is making things trend that aren't really trending. Which was like a crazy, and so then, I mean, that's how first I saw it. I saw that he tweeted that, and I was like, what's trending? And I was like, oh, diaper Trump. Like, and I was like, oh, okay. And then, so he's like totally drawing more attention to it. And then, and so then later he tweeted out that he's like, article something needs to be repealed for national security. And that article means that you can't sue Twitter for what people say on Twitter or like Facebook, like that. So he was like really going off on, like really getting upset by this tweet.
Dude, what a petty man.
Which you would think that, you know, I mean, he's, whatever you believe about him, the guy is like the king of sticking nicknames on people. And like he's seen how, you know, like a nickname can destroy somebody. He should know to ignore this.
I know, but it just goes to show you, like, he's incapable of thinking about the big picture. Like, he really is just, he reacts to any stimulus that comes his way. You know, it's pretty wild. What do you think has been his most effective nickname? I think Little Marco's pretty goddamn...
No, it was the... yeah, I mean, that's a good one.
Crooked Hillary is obviously that stuff.
No, it wasn't even
Crazy
a nickname.
Bernie.
It was that Jeb was low energy. That just took the knees out of Jeb's campaign. Like, low energy Jeb Bush, like, because it was so true and so accurate that you couldn't see him without thinking it. And it was like, it was a really effective bullying thing. Like, where, like, every time he would talk, like, he was the front runner. And then every time he would talk, it just seemed pathetic. Like it was really effective.
Oh man. Wait, Jeb is a mess. Who said Jeb is a mess?
He did. He was Jeb is a mess.
It's just such a dude. You gotta give it to him. He's
funny.
That. Yeah. He's good at it. How come like Mafia Don never stuck, or like the Don? You know, like he is kind of a crime boss guy.
But that sounds rad.
Yeah, you know, like
it. Oh yeah, Mafia Don. That's cool. Like you know, yeah. But so yeah, that happened.
Yeah. Hang on, I want to read this comment.
All right.
My dad stopped by the day before Thanksgiving and tried to convince me to go, and when I declined, he went off saying that I'm afraid of the virus and that he read an article that said people who wear masks are more likely to get the virus. He's brainwashed. Jesus. I mean, it's so easy, I feel like, to go on, find that one article that validates your opinion and then, like, wave it around. So your dad's
Well, it's just,
wrong.
it makes zero sense. Like, you know, you can debate how much the masks do work, but you're not going to be more likely to catch it. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, no diss to your dad.
I think your dad's dumb.
What else happened this week? There was a Thanksgiving happened.
Yeah.
Sort of. It kind of did. Did anything else happen? What else happened?
I guess Black Friday today. Did you buy anything for Black Friday?
No. And weren't you're supposed to boycott, weren't you? Didn't they say that?
Who's they? And boycott what?
The news. They're mad at or Amazon or something. But I don't know.
Oh.
Don't they own this? Don't they own Twitch? We probably shouldn't say that.
Oh!
Yeah, fuck it. Truth to power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like,
can. No, Amazon is ruining everything. You can
I
say
think
that.
there's a lot of Amazon workers who are doing like a walkout today.
Oh, really?
Because they're not treated fairly or something.
Good for them.
That's what I hear.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, Trump pardoned Michael Flynn.
Oh my God. Crazy.
I forget what Michael Flynn did.
He lied to the Congress, and he lied to Mike Pence. So
I would
under
lie
oath,
to Mike.
he perjured himself.
I would lie to Mike Pence.
Yeah.
He seems all right. Seems fine to me.
You seem like a great guy. There it is.
Your head doesn't look tiny.
Why everyone keeps talking about Eric Clapton? What did Eric Clapton do? Did he do something nuts?
He made a song about against the lockdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Van Morrison. Those two guys got together, and so then what happened? So Eric Clapton was basically like, we got to stop these lockdowns or whatever, and so then everybody started talking about this thing that happened in the 70s where Eric Clapton basically got on stage and was talking about how we need to keep England white, and he went on this big rant. And everybody was like, whoa. And so they had to start this whole thing like rock against racism. So basically what's being dragged up now is this crazy rant. And I went and read the rant, and it's pretty out
It's like Mel Gibson level of.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, what's weird is that, it's not like Mel Gibson was wasted. And so like, he's just,
Well, Eric Clapton was probably wasted too. He was a severe alcoholic.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just really, like he's saying like slurs in it and everything. And like, it was a big thing in the 70s that nobody talked about. I'd never heard this, and like, he was still like in the 90s, he had that like Tears in Heaven song, and people are like, really into it. Like,
yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
But even back in the 90s, like, yeah, people didn't care about anything like that.
That's true.
Yeah. No, I remember Eric Clapton had a quote where he said, I was such an alcoholic that I wanted to commit suicide, but I knew that if I killed myself, I wouldn't be able to keep drinking, so I didn't.
I don't buy that.
Yeah, I never understood that quote.
That sounds like trying to sound real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those quotes I used to say in my 20s to people. Like, you want to know something real fucked up Eric Clapton used? Like, that was his headspace, man.
Well, dude.
And then, like, as you get older, you're like, you like, yeah.
He's also the guy that said, first time I tried heroin, I threw up, I shit myself, and I couldn't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, dude. Cool. Yeah, Clapton's a dork.
Yeah. Also, I don't like his music very much. I don't think there's one Eric Clapton song that I like.
Well, I like the rock guys who are like, like they're just happen to be good at music. Like Clapton's a fucking dork who probably went to like a school and like learned, and like it was all like the precision kind of like that, and he was like the book nerd of guitars.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of that's true. It's just what's in my head.
Yeah. You don't like Cream, Zach? I like Cream okay. They're not one of my fucking bands. I don't think they're bad. They're just
But that's a perfect example. they did the song Cocaine, which is such a fucking lame song.
Yeah.
You know, the riff is cool, but like, you know, the cocaine. We're like, we get it. Everyone's on cocaine. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, somebody says Cream didn't write Cocaine.
Who wrote it?
I don't know.
Derek and the Dominoes, Layla is one of the greatest songs ever. Was he with them for that? Oh yeah, Layla. Yeah. Layla's a good song. Yeah. Hey, you know what I've been listening to a lot?
What?
It's like Sam Sham and the Pharaohs.
Okay, so Sam Sham and the Pharaohs, did they do Louie Louie?
No, but they did it's music like that. Like the one that hold on, let me I can get a list of what they wrote. Oh yeah, they did do Wooly Bully. I didn't even realize that. But they I've been obsessed with
Wooly
that song.
Bully.
Wooly Bully. They did Wooly Bully. But I've been obsessed with that Lil Red Riding Hood
Right, J.J.
song.
Cale wrote Cocaine. J.J. Cale is the shit. He's awesome. Anyway, sorry. You've been obsessed with what?
Lil Red Riding Hood.
Hey,
Sounds
Little
fucking
Red
awesome.
Riding Hood. That's an evil sounding song. That song rules.
Yeah, that's good.
I like those kinds of songs. Those like old rock and roll songs that are just like sound like a serial killer should be listening to it as he's like hunting his prey.
Yeah.
I like that.
The other song I've been listening to is Sundown by Gordon Lightfoot. I'm obsessed with it. Like I've been listening to it.
I want to hear a
all
little
week.
bit of it. I don't know that song. Yeah. We're
it's
going to get
been-
DMCA'd. Everyone can stop yelling at me now. I don't give a shit. Gordon Lightfoot.
I get obsessed with certain songs every now and then. So like,
Yeah. I don't know this song. All right. I can't keep playing it because we will get in trouble. But yeah, that's fucking awesome.
yeah, no, it's a good one. So, someone says song is overplayed here. Where is Gordon Lightfoot overplayed? Like I don't hear it a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know that song.
I have to stop asking the scrolling chat questions and pausing for a response.
It doesn't work that way. I know.
Yeah, I'm like,
but
I'm
it's
like,
such a natural reaction.
How did this happen? And then I just look at it for a second and I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
That's funny. Hal Ketchum passed away. Super underrated man. I don't know who Hal Ketchum was. Let's do a little research. I still can't believe Rongina just donated $500, man.
He's a mensch.
He is a fucking mensch. Hal Ketchum. He's a musician. Country music artist. He released 11 albums. Okay, I don't know this guy. Sorry, Hal. I didn't know ye. We hardly knew ye. What am I trying to say?
Gone too soon.
Went
too
we
soon
hardly
for
knew
us
ye.
to know about him. If he'd hung in there a couple more years, we might have learned about him.
Yeah. Wait, somebody
what
says
else?
conspiracy boys. Oh yeah. So what's the monolith? Okay, everyone's talking about the monolith in Utah. I don't know about it.
There's a monolith so a helicopter was flying around. Some biologists were in a helicopter, and they're flying over a part of Utah where there's nobody around. You know, when you're like in the airplane over the desert part of the country,
Yeah.
and you look, and as far as you can
There's
see,
just nothing.
nothing. Where you're like, what the? How would you even fucking get out here? This is like,
Yeah.
you know, so desolate. Some people were flying a helicopter. Some biologists were, and they saw like a shiny thing down there. So they went lower, and they're like, "There's a fucking monolith out here in the middle of nowhere."
Like how big?
And I'll pull up a picture. I
I bet back in the day when 2001 came out, people just probably built one, planted it out there, and like one day this is going to get discovered and blow some minds.
Yeah, well, actually, there's an artist.
12 feet. Everyone says it's 12 feet tall.
There's an artist who everyone says that it's very similar to their work. So some people and that artist is dead. He died a couple years ago. So some people think that it was a thing that he did. I don't know.
Somebody says, hang on, Refuculated says, that monolith should never have been in the news. I like to imagine
kind of
that he said
agree.
that passionately.
I kind of agree. Like,
Let me see
I
again.
feel it's a non-news story. Hold on, here we go. Fucking monolith. Sorry.
It mysteriously appeared in the area and time frame where Westworld was filming. Oh, that's it? honestly, that's not a very cool looking monolith.
No, it's kind of lame. Like, even if an alien did that, I would be like, lame. That's what you did? You flew all these millions of light years here and that's what you bring us?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, lame. I know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a marketing stunt for Westworld or some bullshit like that. That's where we're at.
I'd be so pissed just because that show kind of annoys me anyway.
Did you watch that show?
I watched the first season and then
I couldn't even finish the first season.
Yeah, I did because I liked the movie Westworld.
I love the movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yul
So I was
Brynner.
like, yeah, it's great. So I was like watching it, and then I was like, by the end of it, you know, like they leave you with this thing of like, oh, what's gonna happen next season, and then I was like, what are they gonna? I don't care. It's fucking. I don't care. I've given 8 hours or 10 hours to this thing now, and I don't fucking care about a single character in it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? And I know you don't watch this, but my God, the Star Wars episode that went up on last night.
Last night.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the best Star Wars episodes.
See, now that's what you said last week.
This one's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I thought The Mandalorian was kind of like every episode was its own story.
No, there's a larger story that they all play into, but they're all like every story is landing at a new planet and a new story that happens that's contained with that planet. But there is a bigger thing going on.
All right, so maybe I should start watching it. I do need a new drama show because I'm out of ideas. Although I do want to get back into Raised by Wolves because I watched the pilot for that and I thought it was
it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think you can watch it and not be like super into Star Wars and still.
Yeah, because I'm really over Star Wars.
Yeah, it's really it's just a very well made show. Mm-hmm. And you like westerns. You like those old.
I do.
See, this is just my favorite movies are those old spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
It's the Dollars trilogy and that stuff. So it's like this is just made exactly for me.
What's your favorite spaghetti western?
I mean, my favorite is A Few Dollars More.
Uh-huh.
That's my favorite of all of them.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I like all of them, really.
Yeah.
There's not. It's hard to find ones that I don't like. Have you ever seen High Plains Drifter?
No.
That's a weird fucking movie.
Wait, that's not the one that's like. What's the one? Clint Eastwood. Oh, is it Behold a Pale? Not Behold a Pale Horse. Pale Rider.
Pale Rider.
Do you know that
one? Which
it's not
one
that
is
great.
that?
I think that's what I was just thinking.
Hold on. Let me see which one Pale Rider is.
Unforgiven doesn't count. Unforgiven is like the greatest western I think ever made. Do you agree?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I mean,
it's not a spaghetti western. It's a Hollywood American movie.
It's top 5 westerns, like But
what's better? What's better than Unforgiven? I also love Dances with Wolves.
Well, I mean, I like For a Few Dollars More better than Unforgiven.
Really?
Yeah. I also like Good, Bad, and the Ugly better than Unforgiven. But it is. I mean, that's up there. It's really great.
Yeah.
I also like Back to the Future 3. I think that's up there.
Shut the fuck up. Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone's good. Tombstone is good. Would you put Bone Tomahawk on the short list of good westerns?
Not on a 5 best westerns,
but on a 10 best.
But on my personal, which ones I would like to watch, it would be in top 5.
Wow.
I love that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody says,
what else did you do
westerns.
this week?
Who the fuck are these boomers? Well, we're Trevor and Zach, and
we're each 40 years old.
We're 40. We like cowboys. My grandfather, dude, he had every John Wayne movie and he had every Louis L'Amour novel. Do you know about Louis L'Amour?
Yeah.
Oh man, like he just had a wall of Louis L'Amour.
Sounds rad.
I'm a Cormac McCarthy guy. Have you read Cormac McCarthy?
Yeah, I've never finished one of his books, but I've read several.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking love
it's really hard for me with fiction. We've talked about this, but I like the worlds that he makes, and then I just somewhere stop reading them.
Man.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men, I would actually put above Unforgiven too, as far as westerns.
It's a western.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
I'd put it above Unforgiven.
Yeah. Madonna kind of died this week. What does that mean? I feel like there's something happened with Madonna this week.
Really? Well, let me look it up.
I don't know.
I missed out on Madonna news this week. Madonna. Why Madonna trended after Madonna's demise? Oh, people thought she died.
Oh. It was like
you know
that.
what? Here's the thing. If you think Madonna died, I'll just give you a quick cheat sheet. Don't worry. They're going to tell you. And you're going to hear about it for like a fucking month.
Yeah. Oh my God. My wife just, this is interesting. My wife just texted me this photo randomly.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
I have not.
That's the haircut that everyone had when I was in high school.
Wow.
I had that haircut.
My God.
Yeah, when Madonna dies, they're gonna fucking go nuts about it. They're gonna talk about it for a fucking month. They're
it's
gonna
not
go
slip
like,
by us. Newsboyz is gonna cover that.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna treat it much bigger than a pop star and dancer dying.
Yeah. So he says, Zach, what did you think about Child of God? I think that's my second favorite McCarthy. I think Blood Meridian is my favorite, then Child of God. But I loved it. Okay, JRab 420 is close to a banning right there, my friend. Fuck you, dude.
What did you do this week?
What did I do this week?
Oh, there's an AOC thing going on right now too.
Why? What's going on with her?
She's on Twitch right now.
Oh, she's on Twitch right now?
Yeah.
What does she do? Does she play games?
I
don't know why. I don't feel like she should be doing that.
We should tweet at her and see if she can raid us when she's done.
Yeah, she's not gonna raid the whitest kids you know, dude.
Why not?
that's not gonna happen.
How old is she? She's
younger than us.
Yeah, she might be a fan of the show.
Very unlikely.
She probably is, actually. If I had to put money on it, I bet she's a huge fan.
Okay, well, I'll take that bet. Somebody says, Zach, did you get a PS5 yet? No, I have not gotten a PS5 yet, but a very kind person from chat messaged me, said they got a PS5 and that they would send it to me, and we're figuring it out. So if that works out, I'm going to be a very happy guy.
I bet AOC loves Hamilton.
Oh, sure.
I bet if you're like, what's your favorite comedy? She's like, Hamilton. Probably. That would be my guess.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I bet she'd say Seinfeld or something like that. Oh, wait, what's this poll? Somebody just did a poll. Who will die first, Madonna or Keith Richards? People said Keith Richards. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Can you do an AOC impression?
I don't even know what she talks like. I feel like I've only seen her do Twitter and like I don't watch her like interviews.
It's higher pitched than you would think.
Huh.
Her and Jared Kushner. I remember the first times I heard them talk, I was like, "Oh shit, that's what you sound like?" Like,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, Jared Kushner has a high voice.
Yeah.
Somebody says, Zach, best album that came out this year. I'm really into this new Eternal Champion album that just came out. It's good.
AOC has 64,000 viewers right now.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
Come on, please rate us. God, please rate us.
Oh, that'd be so sick. 64,000. Hey, are we gonna do Self-Suck Saturday tomorrow on the main page?
Yeah. What do you mean on the main page? Dude, I've been so fucking slammed this week. I didn't email the guy. I didn't think about it. Next week.
Should I just tweet at her and see if she will rate us?
Sure.
Okay. What's her thing? Oh, here it is. AOC. Will you raid?
Wait, The Strokes put out a new album? Get the fuck out of here. I'm like sleeping, man. How do I not know that? The new album, available now. Well, shit, man.
Your Twitch
All right.
stream.
I wonder if it's good. I'll check that out. Came out a while ago? What the fuck?
Thanks. So I'm saying,
this is very not good.
hey AOC, will you raid official WKUK when you end your Twitch
Thanks
stream?
in advance.
Thanks in advance. That's
Yeah.
good.
Is the Hateful Eight a Western? God, I mean, I just did not go for the Hateful Eight. What did you think of the Hateful Eight?
Hated it.
Hated it. All right.
Yeah. I'm
That's one movie we thoroughly agree on.
I haven't liked a lot of I loved the Once in Time in Hollywood. Loved it.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't liked a lot of his movies before that. After Kill Bill, I really didn't like much until that. Hateful Eight, I hate the most though. I feel like it's actually like, I feel like it's just a really bad movie. Like, you know, everything is just so drawn out.
Oh, dude, it's just so self-indulgent.
But here's the thing. It's like, so that movie sets up, it does have an interesting premise where it's like, okay, everyone's snowed into this cabin. You know, we know someone is not telling the truth. You know, which one of these 8 people are lying? That is a tight concept. That is a well-wrapped box, you know, kind of like, and then you sit and you watch it for 3 fucking hours, 3.5 hours, by the way. And then at the end, they go, it was a 9th guy under the stairs. And you're like, fuck you. Like, you know, that's not the game. That's not the thing you set up. Like, you can always pull some dude out of your ass at the last second and be like, it was this guy that I didn't tell you about. But it's like, fuck off.
Yeah, that is bullshit. Can you imagine if Agatha Christie had, like, written a novel where it was like, there's 5 suspects and, like, the whole thing, you're making theories and all that, and in the end, no, it doesn't work like that.
Fucking terrible.
Somebody says, I fell asleep during Django 3 times in the movie theater. I loved Django. I know you didn't like it, but I thought it was great. I was into that one.
I like some of Django. There's some parts of Django I really like. Inglourious Basterds. There's scenes that I love.
Sure,
but I didn't
go for Inglourious Basterds either.
Yeah, it was Django. There was a weird thing where you've got Django, who's, you know, a cool character, but largely silent in the movie. You don't really talk a whole lot. And then you've got the 2 guys that talk all the time are the main bad guy, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, and then the German dude. What's his name?
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz. And so those guys, you know, kind of are stealing the show. Yeah. Like, and then, you know, they kill each other. And then there's a whole nother hour of the movie where, like, we're stuck with Django, who, like, doesn't really talk a whole lot, and he's going to go back and kill the main bad guy's, like, second in command.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, why doesn't Django go back and kill Leonardo DiCaprio? Let the German guy. I mean, like, it was like,
yeah,
they killed the main bad guy. Now we're going back after. That's just a weird form.
Yeah, it's fair. 4 Rooms. Yeah, did you like 4 Rooms?
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
No.
No.
I don't know. I haven't seen it since high school. I liked it in high school, but I know I would not like it now. I feel like if I watched it.
What movie do you hate what movie do people hate that you like?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, what movie do I hate that people like? I was like, buddy. What movie do I like that people hate? There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like Waterworld. I have a weird, really soft spot in my heart for Waterworld, which is like...
That's not a bad movie.
I like it a lot. I think it's super fun, but people fucking hate it. Hubie Halloween? No, dude. I don't know. Did you see Hubie Halloween?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Well, it's a kid's movie, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite late Adam Sandler movie? Late era Adam Sandler.
Okay, so obviously, I think we should disqualify Zohan because Zohan is awesome.
No, I think that counts.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, let's take that off the table because we're all going to say Zohan.
Zohan's good.
So, like, of the bad later ones.
Yeah.
And obviously, Uncut Gems doesn't count.
Doesn't count. That one doesn't count.
I'm going to go... Okay, so this is going to be real... People are going to give me a lot of shit for this, but I'm going to say Jack and Jill.
Really? I've never seen it.
Dude, it's not great. But there are some scenes in Jack and Jill that I was like legit laughing at. Al Pacino is fucking awesome in it. He's so fucking funny in that movie.
Yeah.
Funny People doesn't count either. It's got to be like a Happy Madison movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw That's My Boy.
I like the Netflix one he did with David Spade.
Oh, The Do-Over.
Yeah. That was good.
So bad, dude.
I don't know.
But then again, it's not, like, I can't shit on you, man, because like I like Jack and Jill. What the fuck?
I have a huge blind spot for Adam Sandler. I will admit.
Well, we both love Adam Sandler dearly. Yeah. Like I'm like, yeah, I love that guy. I'll never stop being a fan of Adam Sandler.
Yeah. No matter what comes out about him.
Wait. Do you have a good? So I told my meeting Adam Sandler story on this, right? They like brought me into his office and they were like, "Hey, Adam, this is Zach," you know, and blah blah blah. And he was like sitting at the back. It was like a scene in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. It's like this cavernous office. You've been in his office, right? Mm-hmm. It's massive. There's a big fireplace and there's just like shit all over the walls. He's at the very back end behind. He's sitting at his giant desk. And I think he's Zooming with somebody, so he's not gonna get up and come talk to me. So it's cool. It wasn't bad, but he's just he from across this room, he's like, "Oh, okay, hey." I was like, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." He's like, "How old are you?" And I was like, at the time, I think I was like 32. I was like, 32. He goes, "Fuck you." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'll bet you get laid a lot." And I was like, every day I do. Every single day I do, yes. And he goes, "Get the fuck out of here." And I was like, all right, well, thanks so much. Goodbye. It was literally, that was it.
That's so weird.
He said, "How old are you? Fuck you. I bet you get laid a lot. Get the fuck out of here." I was like, goodbye.
That's great.
No, and it made me so happy. I was like, that was exactly, like, that went better than I could have had it go in my mind.
Yeah.
I met my idol. He said mean things to me, and it, like, made me thrilled. But you've met him. You met him bunches of times, right?
Yeah, I met him a bunch. Like, my last special I edited at his office. You know, and he like.
Would he come in and watch it?
No, but actually, he brought me in his special, 100% Fresh.
Which is like the fucking greatest thing ever.
Oh, it's fantastic!
It's so funny.
I got to go in and watch it, some of it with him, like a couple months before it came out, and I was just like, "This is incredible. This is like fantastic and stuff." And then, but like, I think the first time I met him,
he should just make one of those a year. That's what he should do.
Well, I think what he's doing is incredibly profitable. I think he's doing fine. Yeah. But the first time I met him was me and a friend of mine had written a movie that they were thinking about doing. And but it was a movie for Adam Sandler to be in, and so like he wanted me and my friend to come in and pitch it to him. And so
this is the one I won't say what it is.
Yeah.
I love. It was a great idea. I fucking love it.
Yeah. Well, I actually think they're still considering it, but like
they should make it.
But so me and my buddy, I'm hanging out at his apartment as we're like getting ready to go in there, and he's known him for a while. And so we're like talking, and so then we're going through the pitch, and I was like, so then Adam's guy would come up and be like, he'd be like, I just don't know, I kind of like, you know. And I was like,
you're doing an impression of him to him.
Well, I'm doing it, and I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was like, you know, I was doing it, and I'm not good at impressions. But then, and my friend was like, did, and I'm like, what? He goes, you can't, don't do an impression of him when you're pitching his part in this movie. And I'm like, oh, was I? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then the whole day we keep pitching it and I keep doing it. And he's like, you're doing it. I'm like, am I? He's like, yeah, don't do an Adam Sandler voice when you're like doing this. So then we went to pitch. Like, all I was thinking of, it's like, don't do the voice, don't do the voice.
Oh my God.
And I did it like 3 times.
You did?
You know, yeah. But he was cool because he'd be like, okay, cool. And what's my guy do next? Like, you know.
My guy. I love that.
Yeah. He said that, which I thought was rad. He was like, hey, what was my guy do that?
Oh, man.
Someone says, I imagine Trevor doing a Borat voice at Sandler. Yeah, that'd be funny if in my head I'm like, oh, I'm doing an impression, but I'm like, you come in and you're like, hello, my name's Adam.
Oh, my God. I need to get some water, dude. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll hold down the fort.
Hold it down.
What's up, fuckers? M Woody 450 subscribe with Prime. Thank you very much. Did Trevor have to change his number? No, it was all a ruse, but it tricked me. I thought they had given out my number too. Their front is weak. Attack now. I don't know what that means. Trevor, hey Zach, the nicest compliment you can while he's gone quick. Kind eyes. Is there any other news that anybody wants us to talk about? We've just rattled through some of the ones that we're aware of, but does anybody have? Someone says, "Are you aware of the Streisand effect?" Yes.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that with Sam when he was talking about your phone number.
Yes. Oh yeah, Trump lost Pennsylvania. Yeah, he lost all those states again.
He lost Michigan. He lost Georgia. He lost Pennsylvania. It's fucking over. People are like, PS5s are completely sold out. No shit, dude. I've had like an alert thing bot hooked up on my computer. I've been fucking maniacally checking every day. Ridiculous.
Here's my thing. I don't like to get too political, but I'll say I'm a little fatigued of the whole Trump thing. I'm ready to move on to a new guy, like, you know, and but at the same time, if they're like, no, this thing was stolen, this was a huge fraud, I'd be like, fucking lock up Biden, lock up all those fuckers. Like, if you're trying to steal the election, like, let's fucking go and let's show them what happens when you try to steal an American election. But like, I just like you can't just say it.
You can't just say it.
Like,
you gotta have some fucking evidence, man.
Yeah, that's my. I don't know what Giuliani's doing. He's going around
humiliating himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says fraud to the media, and then when he goes into a court of law and they go, "Are you alleging fraud?" He goes, "No," because he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Then what the fuck are you doing here?" Oh, it's just ridiculous. He's kind of hinting at leaving the White House early. Give me a break. We should be so lucky. I mean,
don't know why.
It doesn't even matter where he physically is. He hasn't been acting as a president for fucking years.
I don't know why he's
Wants
why
to
he
run
lived
again?
there anyway. No, yeah, well, yeah, that. I don't know why he wanted to run in the first place. But I also don't know why if you've got Mar-a-Lago's nice, like, you know, the fucking White House was made in the 1800s. It's like
all ego, man. It's just an ego thing, and I think he's afraid of criminal prosecution in New York.
I'm saying I don't know why he moved into that house in the first place.
Yeah.
Probably
I don't think he
drafty
thought he
as
was going to
fuck.
win. I think it was all just a plan. A plan. It was a plan. Yeah, a plan for what, Zach? For launching his fucking news. I think he's wanted to launch his own news thing forever.
Maybe God, it'd be great if he like has to write a memoir and he's like, no one will have him on like shows anymore, and he wants to promote it, so he starts doing podcasts. Like, it'd be great if we could get him on.
Oh my God. Can you imagine getting Trump on Newsboyz? That would be a giant fucking get.
It would be huge.
Mm.
Okay, well, getting some retweets and likes on this AOC thing,
Hey,
so maybe
right.
that's you know, they're amplifying my voice, so like hopefully she'll see it.
Come on now.
What is SNL going to joke about for the next 4 years? That's, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
They weren't
Any of
really.
you guys watch SNL? Seriously, I got to do a poll. Who the fuck watches that show? I'm genuinely curious.
It's funny. It's weird making fun of SNL because then you're like, oh, I hope people aren't taking it as like a sour grapes thing because we've also done a sketch show. But it's like, it really isn't. It's just you know, I've seen maybe 2 of them in the past 2 to 3 years, and I've just been like confused the whole time.
It is, yeah.
I'm
it's
like,
baffling. It's like, are they trying to be funny,
Right.
Like, genuinely, are they trying to be funny?
Yeah. It's like they don't.
Like it.
And the one I just watched, because I wanted to see Dave Chappelle's thing, like, I think we talked about this on there, but it's like there's so many fucking cast members now. Like, you know, there's like 40 cast members, and none of them get to do anything. Yeah. Like, so they show all these people, and then, like, in all the sketches, not even the presidential sketches, they'll bring Maya Rudolph back, and they had Alec Baldwin just playing a boss, not even Trump, where it's like, these aren't the why hire all these dudes if you're not gonna fucking use them? And then like, I guess each of them get to say something during the Weekend Update like twice a year. That's where the cast goes.
And they hate being on it. I know that, like, everyone on the show is fucking miserable. It doesn't do anything for your career anymore. So you're just like buried at like midnight on a network that nobody watches, and it's not fucking funny.
Yeah.
81% said no.
Yeah.
That's right. Brutal, dude.
But I also don't think it's for. I think
Who is it for? Is it for old people?
No, it's for 15-year-olds.
Dude, 15-year-olds aren't watching SNL, man.
I know, but that's who it's. I mean, because like once you can drive, you shouldn't be watching SNL. Like, you should be out on a Saturday night. You should go
be
do
doing
something.
Drugs, getting laid, and getting in trouble on Saturday.
Now, maybe everyone should be watching now because nobody can do anything.
Right. In 2020, you should be home watching some Twitch, but not fucking now.
Yeah. There's a new sketch show on Netflix that I heard some people like, but I haven't seen it.
I don't know about it.
It's like Grandma's House or something.
Holy shit, hang on, man. I gotta do some thank yous. Intro 173 donated $100. He says, I will keep sending money until I hear the JFK Oswald sketch song on stream. Buddy, I mean, I appreciate the donation, but I mean, good Lord, dude.
What happened?
This dude donated $100. He wants us to sing that song.
What song?
The Somewhere Out of Time.
I hope I'll find
it's happening. Oh my god.
A place where I can just unwind and work on my own mind.
Oh my god. I can't believe you remembered that.
Me too.
And then what's the next one? Somewhere Out in Space or no?
Oh, send me a signal. Oh, give me a prayer. I just need to know that there's some spot out there where I could be me
and you can be you and we could be we and something.
We did about $100 worth right there.
For $100. I guess that's the answer, man.
That's crazy. I haven't thought about that song forever, but it's like just in there somewhere.
Wow.
Like, you know, where like, yeah.
Baron Trump donated, says, bought to light up a fatty. Well, you work okay. M112 Sarge, M12 Sarge donated, says, what do you guys think about the monolith in Utah? We covered it. Irma Gerd donated. He says, Michael Flynn was secretly on the payroll of Turkey's government to further the political interest while serving in the U.S. government. Thank you. That's what it was.
It's still so funny to me that there's a country called Turkey. Like, every time, like, I forget about it.
Genocide, like, every 30 years.
every time. I think we take that for granted. There's a country called Turkey.
Yeah. Save the Cosmonauts donated. It says, last weekend I had a blast watching Civil War on drugs while coming down on mescaline. Thanks for all the laughs and undoubtedly the comfiest stream on the internet. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry that some son of a bitch out there is pirating our goddamn movie. I tried to put a cease and desist on it on YouTube, and they fucking said,
Wait, what are you? Oh. Yeah. Oh, that, yeah.
Fuckers. Prop Like It's Hot donated, says, Trevor, did you write Matt Bronger into a character on a show a few years ago? I was listening to his comedy album, and he talked about his writer friend, Trevor.
Yes, he was, Matt Bronger has like a 3 or 4 season arc on, a 3 or 4 episode arc on a Disney show that I ran called Walk the Prank. And he's awesome in it. He's really funny. Like, I wrote it specifically for him, and he's great.
Matt is so funny. I remember, God, it had to be like fucking 15 years ago now, but came to LA. I went to some stand-up show downtown, and he went up. It was just like the 10 people in the audience. And he did this bit about George W. Bush getting a DUI in Texas. It was like, to get a DUI when you're the fucking governor or whatever, son of the vice president, In Texas, you know how fucking drunk you have to be? You have to be steering the wheel with the force of your own vomit. He's like, he did it. It was fucking great, man. I was like, who is this dude? And we did a bunch of shows with him.
Chat's going nuts because they saw a scar on my arm.
You know, as soon as you lifted your arm, I was like, Chat's going to go nuts about that.
Yeah, this is, I have psoriasis. It's a autoimmune disorder where your arm scars up. So
your arm scars.
And there's nothing you can do about it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's there's no. It's just like you go to the doctor and you're like, "Hey, I've got psoriasis," and they're just like, "Well, wear long sleeves."
There's no like steroid treatment you can get.
I mean, I don't think so.
All right.
Someone says your jeans suck. Someone says, "Does it hurt?" No, but it itches.
It does really, like real bad.
Yeah. So it's just like itching for the rest of your life forever.
Oh, fucking brutal, dude. Does it wake you up ever?
Not wake me up, no.
No.
Not with the amount I drink to go to bed.
Galaxar's donated. He says, does Trevor like writing for TV or film more? I'm a budding writer trying to figure out what I want to put my focus on. He doesn't have to answer, but I got to read him.
Wait, what did he say? I'm reading the chat. I'm sorry. What did they say?
Do you like writing for TV or film more?
TV.
All right, there it is.
Easy.
Wheeler, Texas Ranger says, is Book Boys ever going to happen? Loving the stream. Stay rad. Thank you, Book Boys. Nah, I don't know.
I'll tell you why I like writing for TV better. Is because you can write it and still see it completed that year. Movies take forever.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Succubus Sally donated and says, damn it, I forgot to purchase Oreos. Okay, well, I don't know why you're telling us. We can't help you with that, Succubus. God. You know I love you. Katata Fish, thank you so much. Neon Stretch donated, says, yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, man.
Oh, someone says stop eating gluten and your psoriasis might clear up. That's a big fucking order, isn't it, though?
Yeah, dude. My wife has got to stop eating gluten. It's like she can eat nothing. You can't eat anything. It's like
really
no bread, no pasta. It's like I don't know. DJ Gentle Giant just donated. He says, "Here's $5 for your psoriasis." Boom, boom, and he spelled it right, I believe.
See, my psoriasis is working for us.
Kixon donated $10 and says, for Zach's blind kid story, as a member of a visual challenged family, it cracked me up. You're not going to hell. All right. I'll take it, man. Oh, yeah. So the My Pillow guy.
Oh, yeah.
He bailed out Kyle Rittenhouse with Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder.
Child actor. It doesn't matter. He was on like Silver Spoon, some other bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Kyle Rittenhouse is the kid who shot everybody, right?
Yeah. I think he shot 3 people, killed 2, I believe. I know he killed 2. I don't know if he shot more than that. I think he shot 3.
Someone says Kyle should never. Now I don't know a lot about this story. I remember seeing it. It was it was a protest, right? Was it like another Charlottesville thing?
It was like a civil unrest that they drove to. Like it was going to be a big protest. That was pretty much, people knew this one's going to get rowdy.
Okay.
And so people drove. He drove from another state, I believe.
Okay.
With a gun that wasn't his. By the way, he was what? How old was he? 19?
I don't know.
So he went there to, I guess, like defend a fucking business. 17. Jesus, he's 17.
17.
God damn.
So he went there.
And he shot people. Like he brought a gun where he knew he was going to use it, and he shot people with it. He's not a cop.
Yeah. Someone says, "What a dork."
Yeah.
He
shot 3, 2 dead, 1 injured.
So
in context, it appears to be self-defense, but he committed a felony in doing so. He should be in prison, but not for the rest of his life. I'm inclined to agree with you.
So wait, the people were self-defense was people were attacking him?
I don't know. I don't know the events. I don't know. But
well, that sucks.
I guess he murdered someone and then people attacked him when he murdered the first guy, so he murdered another guy. I'll say it that way.
Geez.
I think that's an okay way to phrase it. It's like, yeah, if I walk into a crowd and I shoot somebody, and I know this isn't what he did, but if I walk into a crowd and shoot somebody, and then somebody attacks me, I don't get to say self-defense when I shoot the second guy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, if it's not self-defense on the first guy, it's not self-defense at all.
No.
If it's self-defense on the first guy, all right, we got a conversation. But like, if you just shoot the first guy and then the second guy's like, "Hey, don't do that," and comes at you, that doesn't count as self-defense.
Dylan and Eric didn't kill one person and then a bunch of other people in self-defense.
Yeah, Dylan and Eric killed one person and then 19 in self-defense. So what's the My Pillow guy? What got him out of jail?
I guess they bailed him out. He had a $2 million bail, and I think they bailed him out.
Someone says, you guys got the worst take on this. I don't think we have a take. Like, that's the thing. I think we have fragments of information, and we don't know what we're talking about.
This is Newsboyz, okay? This is what you get here.
We don't know.
Somebody says, no, the first guy, his buddy fired a pistol while they were chasing him. That caused Kyle to turn around and fire at the idiot who was trying to grab his rifle. They arrested the guy who fired a pistol. I don't even know what the fuck you're saying. Yeah. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
My brother was at Columbine during the shooting. Cade Welly, do you want to come in and talk to us?
I don't know how we can do it on Zoom. We'd have to do it.
Oh,
on
right.
Discord.
We're not Discord. All right.
Yeah.
So the My Pillow guy has been in the news.
You could jump on Discord. We could do it. It wouldn't be hard. We could do it that way. If you wanted to.
Cade Welly says no. Sorry.
Wait, you don't want to come talk about this horribly traumatic event in your family here on an ignorant fucking Twitch show? What's wrong, dude?
So now the My Pillow guy, like, he's been in the news 3 times this year. Why? Why is that happening? Why is the My Pillow guy because the My Pillow guy's been around for over about a decade, right? Those commercials have been on TV forever. But like now it's like all of a sudden the news is like, did you hear what the My Pillow guy thinks about this?
Well,
and you're like,
because he
no.
I think Trump has like given him some oxygen, right? Because he's a Trump guy, and there's so few prominent Trump people outside of the government that that's why Scott Baio's at the inauguration. Like, he'll take you.
But so
Goya
now,
Beans, he'll fucking take you, man.
But so now it's like they're gonna be like, Brexit. What does the My Pillow guy think about it? They're gonna just be asking him, like, for.
Fuck yeah. I guess he donated to Trump, so Trump lets him speak at events and shit like that.
It's like when Chick-fil-A. Remember Chick-fil-A? Like, all of a sudden, no one could go to Chick-fil-A because they were against gay marriage.
Right. Or they donated to something that was like against it. Yeah.
Right, but you're like, wait, why does a chicken sandwich shop have an opinion on gay marriage? Like,
right.
Why can't you just be a chicken sandwich shop?
Right, great question. Pork Sweat says he claims he didn't know his donation was going to Rittenhouse's bail. He thought it was going towards election fraud investigation. It's like, yeah, anyone dumb enough to throw money at Donald Trump should not be surprised when it goes to something different. You know what I mean? Good Lord. Trevor, Humira and/or Enbrel can seriously help with psoriasis. Please consider looking into them.
I've been seeing a lot of people have been giving me psoriasis advice in the chat, but it's going too fast. So what I'll probably do is nothing. But what I'm thinking I might do is go back and reread the chat and see if there's like a consensus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone says psoriasis is caused by systemic racism.
Systemic racism.
Shit.
Change your thoughts. Change your arm.
Oh, my systemic racism, or just
apparently,
the president?
What else could he mean? Racism. Hey, Trevor, Cyndi Lauper has a commercial. She's on for some psoriasis drug. You should check that out. That's the least helpful fucking...
Oh, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, Trevor, I saw a commercial about something. Oh, my God. But the fucked up thing is I know that commercial. I've seen that commercial a bunch of times.
Really?
Yeah. She has, like, pink hair in it or something like that. She looks all fucking dumb.
Now, like, our entire chat is just like a CVS shopping list now. Like, it's just people like talking about like oil of Olay, fucking fish oil. Like, you know, I appreciate it. It's very sweet that everybody is trying to help me out with my itchy arm.
Here's a question. What is something that you do for your health? For your physical health?
Well,
do you have a diet you follow?
No.
Do you
I don't have a diet.
Exercise?
I do not exercise. I have parameters on how many nights a week I can drink.
What's the number?
I try to do 2. I don't beat myself up if I drink 3.
Sure.
You know,
Wait, real quick. Not to go into a whole drinking thing. You know, what are the moments where I always knew I was an alcoholic, but I remember one of the moments that like kind of kicked me into like I'm gonna stop drinking was I was seeing a therapist and I was talking about like my drinking because it was stressing me the fuck out, and he said something to me that blew my mind. He was like, Zach, just do this. Only drink 3 nights a week, and just have 3 drinks a night on 3 nights a week, and that's a lot. Just do that, and that's a lot. And I remember thinking, why don't you ask me to lift a fucking car over my head? Like,
right.
That's impossible for me. I can't do that. 3 nights a week, does that feel hard for you?
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to like probe you. I'm really asking this more of a conversation because to me, it's like 3 nights a week is brutal. How the fuck do you do that?
No, 3 nights a week is not bad to me.
You've always impressed me. You're one of those guys when you drink a lot, but you are able to just not drink, and then drink when you want to.
Well, I mean, I'll every now and then I'll check in, from July to August. I guess so for July, I just didn't drink for a month this year, because it was quarantine and everyone's drinking a little more than normal, and I was like, I just want to make sure that I still got it's still I still got control.
Was it hard?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Jesus, man. When I would try to do a month off, it was like misery, man. And I would cheat. Oh, miserable.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, so I guess that's for my health. I mean, I kind of vape because I don't want to smoke cigarettes, which it's like all the things that I'm saying I'm doing for my health are still bad. Like
all the things you're doing for your health are just the less harsh version of really bad things.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I don't do anything for my health. I need to start though. A couple of years ago, I got really obsessed because I get obsessive about things, and I was going to the gym 5 nights a week, and
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I got obsessed with it, and it was great. I really enjoyed it, but then it just kind of fell out of my schedule, and I just haven't gone for 2 years.
Oh wow! Somebody gave you a big block text of psoriasis stuff here.
Do you have a diet?
No, I don't have a diet. But I just try not to eat trash, I try and I feel like as long as you're just kind of leaning towards healthy, cool. But dude, I eat sugar like crazy,
Really?
I'm a big dessert guy, yeah.
See, I don't like sweets, so that's the one.
I didn't until I stopped drinking, then I just.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I was I was vegan for 4 years. And then I became vegetarian, and I was vegetarian for about 7 years. And that was kind of for my health. Mm-hmm. But then I just stopped. So. What
was the first thing you ate? The first meat you ate?
I don't even remember. It wasn't like a big I'm not really. I don't really care about food that much. It's not a big deal to me. Yeah. So it's I don't get a whole lot of pleasure from it. It's just I don't even eat regularly. I'll probably eat once a day, and it's just when my stomach hurts. I'm like, my stomach. I gotta eat. I forgot.
Yeah.
And then I'll go and I'll eat, and then I'll eat too much, and I'll be like, I gotta take a nap. I'm tired. And then I'll wake up, and then I'm good for 22 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really more of a function thing than flavor for me. Yeah. So I could go back to being vegan tomorrow and would be fine. Like,
Wow.
it's just, it's, you know what it is though? It is more convenient not to be vegan. Because I remember I was vegan for most of the time post Whitest Kids that I was touring with like Sam and Darren, and you'd be in some of these like Midwestern towns and you'd be like, is there anything, I'm a vegan. Is there anything I can eat? And it's like, well, I guess I'm having Subway again. Like, and it would just be basically eating Subway sandwiches. Like,
oh God,
you know.
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that you say vegan, not vegan.
I know how to fucking talk. I say a couple things weird.
Excuse me, I'm a vegan. Can I have a... Oh man, Ambly Anberg, poking the nerves there, buddy.
What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh. Someone said, didn't Trevor eat so much cup of noodle that he fucked up his sodium levels? It was ramen. It wasn't cup of noodle. And yes, I did. They said I had a 50-50 chance of having a heart attack in the next 30 days.
That is insane.
It also sounds like bullshit, to be honest. Like, you know, like was the I kind of am now, just now, I'm like, was the doctor fucking with me? Like just trying to make sure that I did it or
Yeah,
whatever?
because if you really were, if it was a life and death situation, he wouldn't have relayed some info through your dad.
Yeah,
and not followed up.
Yeah,
like, hey,
or
tell
was
your
my
kid
dad
he could fucking die.
Yeah. Did you have so my doctors were always and my dentists were always because my parents are very conservative, so everybody was very conservative. So like I'll just so I started displaying signs of obsessive compulsive disorder when I was around 12, you know. And so they were like and I was like, I think I gotta go talk to somebody. This isn't right, like, you know, kind of thing. So I wanted to go see a psychiatrist.
Wow, that's kind of wild. How old were you?
12.
A 12-year-old who's saying, I don't think correctly. I need to go speak to somebody.
This is different than everyone else. I can tell this.
That's pretty big.
But I got sent to a very conservative Christian psychiatrist.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so I would go there and be like, you know, like, I'm getting these impulses to do things and like, you know, like that. And they're like, well, when that happens, just try to be very calm and still and ask God what you should do. And I was like, no, that's my problem. That's my problem. Like, I can't ask God what to do. And then, the first impulse that comes in is like, God thinks that I should, you know, run across traffic. Like, you know, that kind of like, so it was just complete waste.
Fucking idiocy, man. It makes me so mad. And mad for you and mad for all these other kids that are getting this who like really need help. And it's like, it's so counterproductive. Anyway, Phoenix Knight and Any Hayes, thank you guys for gifting. I'm sorry if I've missed any of you gifters. It shows up in a different thing. I apologize. But that drives me nuts, man. It's like, are you mad when you think back on that?
No.
Why not?
What's the point?
You're right. That's the perfect answer. But like, God, you're just so like not helped by the people whose responsibility it was to help you. You know?
They didn't know any better. You know.
You're right, man. Dude, you've got a good head on your shoulders.
Besides the
OCD,
fucking
your brain's all fucked up. But other than that, you gotta get yeah. Hey, Drip Dingus donated $5. He says, "What do you guys think about Dave Chappelle asking Netflix to take off his show?" I don't know why he did it, but like, okay, I don't know. Wet Lovemaking says, "Just how hard you guys roasted Sam in the show commentary, and I'm paying my dues for the juicy laughs." All right, I don't remember that.
Wait, what?
I guess in the commentary in the DVD, we roasted Sam when he was late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trevor, there are monoclonal antibody treatments available for psoriasis. Okay. For some people, reducing pork, eggs, and dairy have been helpful. Flagship show, your gems. Thank you. The Chosen Undead says, another donation. I've loved you guys for years. Get this movie going. We're trying, buddy. By the way, my name is... Oh, the name is a Dark Souls reference with vowels as numbers. All right. Neon Stretch says, best of luck on the movie. Looking forward to it. Thanks, buddy. Noodle Fluffer says, who would win in a fight, Rosie O'Donnell or Roseanne Barr? I think Rosie O'Donnell would mop the floor with Roseanne Barr. What do you think?
Who?
Rosie O'Donnell versus Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr in a fight?
In a fight.
Roseanne Barr would kill her.
Why? Roseanne Barr looks frail.
She's out of her fucking mind. She's crazy.
She is crazy.
Rosie O'Donnell's just unpleasant. Like Roseanne Barr would she's fucking nuts. Like, you know.
Yeah. Who would win? And doesn't Roseanne Barr have a whole thing where she's like, I'm like making a stand for multi-personality people like me, where there's two people inside of me. I don't even think like calling it a disorder would piss her off. She's like, I'm two people living in one, and there's a lot of others like me, and we need to be recognized.
Maybe. I just know that, like, I saw a couple streams of hers, and she's on another level, man. Like she's smoking 2 packs a day, like just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
did she run for governor too?
She's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, someone says Roseanne Barr got brain damage from a bicycle accident. Look it up. I think you're thinking of
Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Hey guys, about to propose to my girlfriend. Did either of you come up with a good way to pop the question? Register your homestead, asked that. I didn't.
How did you do it?
I just was in a fucking hotel. I got a fancy hotel room, and I was stressing out all day trying to think of some cool way to do it. And it was just like, she was like taking a shower. It was like in the evening, and she like came out of the shower and was like doing a thing. And I just like pulled the ring out. I got down on one knee. I did the whole deal. But I didn't make a big production out of it.
Very cool.
I wish I had. Because here's what you got to know, buddy. Everyone's going to ask. Everyone in your life, when you say, we got engaged, is going to be like, how did he propose? And so there's going to be a story, you know? Like, and even if that story is nothing like mine, like, you're going to have to tell it. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, how'd you do it?
What I did was my wife hates New Year's Eve. Hates it. And I love New Year's Eve. It's like one of my favorite holidays. Because it's like a huge fucking party. And you just like go party to party and you just see everybody and like, you know, it's just like great. She doesn't like it, never has. And so I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my engagement card to win New Year's. So like I waited till New Year's, like, and it was like, let's go up to the top of our apartment. We used to live on the top of this building in New York, and they would always do fireworks. So we went up to the top of the roof to see it.
Just the two of you. This New Year's Eve, you're not going out. You're not partying.
Yeah, you don't like New Year's Eve. I was like, let's go. Let's stay here. And then we went up to the top, and then when the fireworks started happening at midnight.
Is this in Greenpoint?
Yep, I got down. I had the ring, and she looked down, and her mind shut off. Like, it was basically like, she's like, what? Wait, what? And she was so happy. And then I was like, now you can't not like New Year's like that. And then what was cool about it was she was so excited about the ring and everything. She wanted to go to all the parties to find our friends to show them the ring. So then we went to all the parties, and now from now on, like, it's New Year's. She can't really be upset about it. It's New Year's. It's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. That was, what year was that? So we were probably shooting the show at that time.
No, yeah, it was 2010. I got married in 2010.
Right.
You know what, though? You know who did me a big solid? Was Darren, again, greatest guy. So I had been dating my wife for 5 years before I asked her to marry me. And Darren, I think, had been dating his wife for 4 years. But they started dating after my wife and I started dating. And my wife and Darren's wife are like really close friends, all this stuff like that. And so on tour, Darren like pulled me aside one time and was like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to ask Rachel. Because my wife had been like, when she'd been like dropping hints, like, when are we getting? And I'm like, I'm going to, like, And then Darren was like, I'm going to ask Rachel to marry me, but I'm going to do it in 5 months. I'm just letting you know that so that.
Dude, that is
I was like,
solid.
Dude, oh my God. Like, yeah.
Because you would have been in the doghouse.
Saved my ass.
Yeah. Wow.
He's a good man.
He is a good man. No Scoped JFK donated. He says, any traction with getting Darren a guest spot on the stream? I think we'd all rather look at Darren than Trevor's infected arm. Go fuck yourself. DJ Gentle Giant says, no wonder you have psoriasis. You were vegan for 3 years. Go fuck yourself. Prop Like It's Hot donated. He says, love this show. Thanks for the news and laughs. Glad some of the entertainment industry is coming back. I miss tour life. Oh, go fuck yourself. Carrie Fields, totally. Carrie Fields donated and says, nothing funny or important to say. Thanks for all you guys do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really should be better about thinking these Phoenix Night 47 and the gifters. I'm so bad at this. What lovemaking? Thank you.
I think you do great.
Well, I do the donations, but I miss all these subs and the gifted subs and then the resubs, and it sucks. I apologize, guys. I can't do it all. There's just so many things is the problem. Somebody says, back in the day, Grass3, he resubbed. He says, back in the day, I visited the old Whitest Kids website. It had a bio for Trevor, and it said he was a published cartoonist as a kid. I always wanted to know more. Well, that's true.
That is true.
Trevor was a published cartoonist. How old were you?
12.
And your cartoon was called Cuddy.
No. So I had a book called Scraps that my dad published, but then it like went around and basically then I did book tours for it.
Wait, so what is Scraps? What was Scraps?
It was just kind of like a Far Side type of things. Like I used to just draw all these things, and my parents, like at a very early age, my parents would be like, there's 2 ways I can make money. One is once a month I could tell them every Bible verse that I knew by heart. And for every Bible verse I knew, I would get a dime. So I could make a good $5 that way. So like it was like their way to try to get me to memorize the Bible. But what I did was I gamed the system. So I would find, I still remember this to this day. There's a Bible verse, 2 Chronicles 4:14. I think I could be wrong.
Oh
but I think
my God, dude!
I think it's 2 Chronicles 4:14. The entire Bible verse is the stands and their basins. That's it. That's the Bible verse. So I would look for those, the ones that are like 5 sentences or 5 words or stuff like that. And then I would just so I could make like $5 or something a month like that. But the other thing was that my mom and dad were like, every drawing, if you can make us laugh, you can get $1. Like for every drawing that you make that actually we think is legitimately funny, we'll give you $1.
That's good.
So that's what I would do all the time when I wanted to buy something. I'd just sit in the car and try to think of jokes. And so then they took a bunch of those and they started, shopping around. They published it, and then basically Barnes and Noble took it in all of their stores. So then I did a tour at the age of 12 to all these Barnes and Nobles where I'd go and I'd do demonstrations, and I would, teach people how to draw and kind of try to do a small stand-up kind of thing. And then I actually got to go on ABC World News Tonight, the overnight thing, and I completely froze up because I'm 12, I'd never been. And it was so I get there and I'm sitting there and they're like now Trevor is the world's youngest published cartoonist, like that. And I seriously just go and they're trying to get me to talk, and I'm like, that was I was just so frozen.
Dude, you got to talk to Ryan about this. Ryan published a book when he was 13. It was called like 50 Things Preteens Wish Their Parents Knew. You know that this old.
You told me this at your wedding.
So those old books that would be this big, and they're for the toilet. You put them on the toilet, and every page has one quote, and they're fucking stupid. He published one of those when he was 13. He went on Donahue. And Donahue...
That's so cool.
Donahue was and we got little Ryan here. He's actually a published author. Ryan, what do you say? And he froze up. He totally choked, and he was just yeah. And he could see, Donahue could see in his eyes, this kid's choking. And Donahue was just moving on. And just that was it. He just bailed on him. Like cut him loose. And it's like to this day, it's like a sore subject.
I wish they had done that to me. Like, I wish they had moved on. They couldn't. It was like I was the interview. I was the segment. So it was like a 5-minute thing.
Brutal.
I'm just sitting there, and they're like, so the kids at school, what do the kids at school think about this? And I'm like, they don't care.
Oh, my God. They don't care. Great answer. Oh, that's so funny. Wait, but, and you had a little bit of a kerfuffle because Gary Larson, who wrote The Far Side, which other than Calvin and Hobbes was like the biggest comic in America.
Right.
He put out a comic that was very similar to one that you made, and it was in the national news. It was like, Gary Larson rips off 12-year-old boy.
Which I was not down with that, like that way of like, basically. So we'd sent, like, everyone like had gotten copies of the book. They sent it to everybody like that, and then like later that year, Gary Larson did a very similar joke. Mm-hmm. But like, it's probably just parallel thinking. Like, it's not like, totally. It's not, and also most of my, like, I'm 12 years old doing Far Side like comics. Like, I'm sure I got damn close to copying his shit like a bunch of times, like, so, but then like, they were like, oh, we should, my parents were like, we should sue him. I'm like, no, don't sue him. I fucking love this dude. Like, that's not, but then like, I don't know. It was a thing where like, that's what people would ask me about in interviews. And I'm like, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, but after that, the book, I actually had a strip, a comic strip that was Cuddy.
Right.
That ran in a couple different newspapers in Virginia. And I did that all the way through college.
So like, how many years did Cuddy go?
I started that when I was 15 or 16, maybe 16, and I probably did it till I was 23.
It's funny because I remember we would be doing Whitest Kids, and even then, at like in college, Whitest Kids demanded a lot from all of us. Like, we worked really hard on Whitest Kids. We'd be in classes, and some of us had jobs, and we would get together multiple times a week to like grind and like write sketches and shoot them, and get ready for the shows. And I remember, like, we'd be fucking hungover, and we'd be like, it'd be Sunday, and we had like a show that night, and we were like, like getting our shit together, and you're like, I gotta do a Cuddy, and then you would like sit down and like draw a cartoon. I'd be like, the fuck, you gotta quit doing this Cuddy shit, man. It's not fucking putting bread on the table.
I do remember that. Like, but I would get like, they actually, comics pay pretty well, like,
Well, I do remember wasn't paying anything. I mean,
no, paying nothing. Like, I had no money. This was literally my job. And I do remember you always being like, you gotta quit doing that comic shit, man. Like, like, this is my only money.
But you would like, it's a testament to your creativity. You would be like hungover. We're late, and you're like, no, I gotta do a cartoon. And you would like sit down and like just write out like a funny, maybe, I don't know if they're funny, like you draw one out, and then like, what would you put it in the mail? What would you do?
I'd email it. Email was around.
How'd you scan it?
I had a scanner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so
yeah, I'd have to write them real quick.
You
and I'd draw it, and I'd scan it, and
cartoon, and me being in the doorway like, we're late. We gotta go put on a play.
Well, the other side of that though was that it wasn't like a hugely syndicated strip. It was like, I think at its peak it was in 3 or 4 newspapers, probably 3 newspapers, like, kind of thing. So like, everyone, I knew all of the people, like, the biggest one it was in was the Richmond Times-Dispatch. It was actually in the Richmond Times-Dispatch, which was like a pretty large newspaper for Virginia. And they so as all this is going on, us being hungover and doing things, sometimes I get these very Spider-Man like phone calls from like the publisher being like, where's the comic?
No, dude.
Because I would wait till the last minute. So that's probably what was happening, is I was getting like the phone call and be like, Trevor, we don't have a Cuddy this week. And then I'm like, I gotta do a Cuddy. And you're like, you gotta stop doing that. I'm like, it's all my money.
Oh my God, dude. Wait a minute. So wait, your story about like Gary Larson reminded me of what the fuck? I hit a button. Reminded me of a story that happened to, so my roommate, one of my roommates was this guy Brock Enright, who's an amazing artist, did a lot of cool stuff. But when he was a kid, you know, he has like pretty bad dyslexia. So he like when he was in like elementary school, he was in like this, you know, special education part of his school. But like he's fine. Like he's a fully functional member of society. I think he just had like some learning disabilities as a kid. But he's like totally, you know, it's fine. You'd never know it.
Right.
But he's always been a tremendously talented artist, and there was a national contest for all these kids in special ed across the country to submit art, and the winner of this contest was going to have their art hung in the White House and would be flown to go meet with Bill Clinton. And Brock didn't even
at Epstein Island.
Yeah. And you would get fucked by Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to be a kid
Yeah.
being flown to meet Bill Clinton.
Yeah, no, you don't. And so Brock didn't even submit it. His art teacher submitted it without his knowing, and he won. He won the whole contest.
Wow.
And he lived in Virginia, and there's this big thing where they were like, dude, you got to go meet Bill Clinton. Like, and he's like, no, I'm not disabled. Like, this is for mentally disabled kids. And they're like, you gotta go. He's like, I'm not going. And him refusing to go meet Bill Clinton made the media take an interest. He had fucking news vans parked outside of his house, be like, mentally handicapped boy refuses to meet the president. He's like in his house, like, I'm not mentally handicapped. Like, he was like totally talking about the Barbra Streisand effect. It's like, no! This is like Brock Enright, mentally challenged, won't sit down with the president. But to this day, his art is still fucking hanging in the White House.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, you know my favorite story about Brock?
What's that?
I don't know, can I say? Like,
I don't know what you're going to say.
He ate a piece of poop?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Dude, he did it on camera. First of all, Brock is crazy, right? He's legit, like, I just went through this. He's totally
You just went through this whole thing. He's not crazy. And then you're like, by the way, he's crazy.
He's just like so dedicated to his art that he'll do anything. He started a company that kidnaps people that I did with him for years, which was like super weird and crazy and fun. But anyway, you could Google it. But he would have these characters, and he would do these shows like all over the world, and he was doing a video art thing from my apartment where he's like, don't come in the bathroom. I'm going to be doing like a show for like Sweden. I was like, for how long? Like, for
immediately
like
I would be
hours.
like, don't do that.
Well, we had 2 bathrooms, so I was like, all right, I won't go in your bathroom. And I did peek in there, and he was in the bathtub naked with a mask on. And I remember I poked my head in the door, and he popped up. He's like, close the door. I was like, oh my God. But like, his whole deal is he'd get in this character, and whatever the people in Sweden in this art gallery told him to do in that bathroom, he would do it. Like, whatever. And one of them told him to shit in his hand and eat it. And he fucking did.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I was like, what did it taste like? He goes, sour. He's like, you don't expect shit to be sour. He said it was very sour.
Did.
He used to shit his pants on purpose. It used to drive me fucking crazy, dude.
Wait, just around the house?
No, like when we were doing like a kidnapping thing, or if we would get like really, he'd be like, it'd be like violent. It would be getting really violent. He'd be like, when it gets really bad, I'm gonna shit my pants. I was like, don't. And he's like, nah. And then he would. He was just like shitting. It's fucking complicated.
I gotta be honest. It sounds like he should have just gone to see the president. I'm not sure he's right.
Oh my God.
But here's an interesting piece of trivia. In the Declaration of Independence sketch,
that was
the
his
baby Lincoln that Sam chucks over his head was Brock's baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was Tobin.
He was the first guy that we knew that had a baby.
Yeah.
Where he was like, I have a baby. And we're like, how?
Yeah, why? Holy shit, like, dude.
What?
That's when we stopped being roommates. Because it was like me and my girlfriend lived with him and his girlfriend. And it was like, great. We lived together for years. Like, totally awesome. And then they were like, we're pregnant. And we're like, we gotta go.
He gotta go. See you later.
It's been real.
Yeah, I love that it wasn't the eating shit or shitting himself like in your apartment.
That shit was rad.
It was like when you're gonna have a baby, you're like, I gotta go. This
Yeah.
is getting weird.
Dude, literally cocaine parties in that thing with like maniacs on the reg. Nah, here's the baby. Zach, please explain why you kidnapped people for a year. Well, I did it for
you should
4
go-
years.
You should go into that.
It's such a long story, but I'll tell you this. If you want to know
Make
about
it-
it, there's a
make
New
it
York
short.
Times article called If Your Life Were a Movie. You could search for that. Search for my name or Brock Enright, Enright, and you can read about it. And then on another stream, we'll talk about it.
Well, let me see if I can I give a cliff notes to it, because I
Sure,
think I can tell
yeah.
shortly. So Brock, basically, if you've ever seen the movie The Game,
Yeah.
Brock it was kind of like a sort of art piece, sort of like a luxury, almost like escape room before escape rooms.
Right.
Where if you were bored with your life or whatever like that, you could pay a pretty good amount of money.
It was very expensive.
Yeah, and you sign all this stuff where you're like, I want to be kidnapped, and I want to be kidnapped within the next month. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. Here's a safe word, but everything is fair game except if this safe word thing happens. And so Zach was one of like 4 or 5 people that were part of this team.
There were a lot. It was like me, Brock, and 3 other people were like the writers, organizers, but we had a lot of people. It was like almost like a movie production. There was a lot of people involved. Yeah.
And so like they would, I remember we'd be like doing stuff, like we'd be writing. You're like, I gotta go do what was it called again? You guys called?
Well, it was called video games, but
yes,
semigotive, video games backwards.
You're like, I gotta do a video or thing tonight, and then you're like, what? You're like, oh, we got somebody like locked in a basement. And I'm supposed to hit him in the face with a basketball or something. I don't know what it was, but it was always shit like that, and it'd be like, oh, cool, like because the thing is like you don't know that's weird when you're that young.
Yeah.
Like you just come out into the world and you're like, oh, that's what my friend got a job doing. Cool, like
Torturing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you did it for a long time, and it was like it's pretty rad.
It's
like,
super cool. It was really, really fun. I loved doing it. The basketball thing was cool. One of our favorite things to do to somebody. First of all, you keep them up for 72 hours. People lose their shit. So like that's torture right there. Just don't let someone sleep. But we would tape a basketball with duct tape to the side of someone's head. And what that does is it throws your equilibrium off. You can't hear out of this ear. You can't balance. And I don't know why this is the case, but the duct tape in the basketball contracts over time, so it just gives you this pounding fucking headache. And it's on there for, 24, 48 hours. You lose your fucking mind. The basketball taped to your head is like so fucking devious. It's awesome.
Now how much of this is like a sex thing? Like
I'm
are
sure
these
a
guys really? Like how much of these guys are big guys with piddly dicks that are just like ow, hit me, like kind of thing?
Some I know totally. And
Yeah.
for others, it's like, even if it's not a sexual thing they're asking us to do, like if some people just they just want to see how much pain they can take, so we just beat the fuck out of them. But even that is sexual. Some people, it was just like, we're stalking you for weeks and weeks before we actually grab you to like learn your habits, figure out how to get into your home if we need to, or like where you're going to be when. Like just the anticipation is like what people would pay for, and that in itself I think is often sexual. Just knowing that you're being like stalked is sexual to some people.
Yeah,
it is weird, man.
That's fascinating.
Ron Gina says this sounds like my old job.
Phoenix Night 47 I think goes down in history as the best placed wow Zach. That was a well placed wow Zach.
There's a lot of wow Zacks. That's all this fucking stream is. People just shocked.
Yeah.
I don't like you anymore, Zach. This is disgusting. All right, buddy. Take off.
Why?
Take off.
Well, let me defend Zach here for a second. TD Kenyon? Who is it? Hi, guy. It's Aaron. When you're, a kid from fucking nowhere. Well, you were from DC, but it's still, when you go to New York and you don't know what to do for a living, you're kind of like, I don't know. There's no rules. Like, let me figure out what to do. So this comes along. Your friend says like, oh, this is interesting. We'll do this. it's exciting. It's cool. Like no one's being hurt, right?
Well, people are being hurt, but they want to be hurt. They can
No, they
stop it
wanna
at
be
any
hurt.
point.
No one's being hurt.
Yeah. I don't feel like this even needs to be defended. It's like, who cares?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to defend Zach.
Yeah. Hang on. Parataran says, Zach, why did you turn down a PS5? I didn't turn down a PS5. What are you talking about? I wouldn't do that. No. Anyway. Should we get into Deep Boys? It's 9:53.
Oh, shit. It's about time.
It's about time. It's about time.
We've already hit. Didn't we already do Deep Boys? Well, no. What was the Deep Boys
We
question?
kind of got a little deep early on in this thing. It's true.
It was the question about
Health.
No. It was who do you think has
Oh,
evolved
right. Yeah.
the most early. But that's okay. Let's do another one. Let's figure out another one. What's a good question? I got one.
Okay.
What is your most embarrassing story about Sam Brown?
Do a real one. It's balls in your court this week.
Oh shit! Really? All right.
Wow, Raflopian tubes. Thank you, my friend. Good Lord, buddy. Appreciate that. It's fucking awesome. Guard the Bunny donated. Zach, where can I send you the drawings? You can send them to me on Discord. That would be cool. Thank you. Trevor Loves Old People says, I get the same shit on my hands. Aveeno eczema therapy is good, and you can just buy it in stores. Ever came in your pants?
Wait, that's all the same question?
Yeah. Let me read this again. This is fucking funny. It says, I get the same shit on my hands. Aveeno eczema therapy is good, and you can just buy it in stores. Ever came in your pants?
Have you ever come in your pants?
No. Like without jerking myself off? No.
Wait, have you ever jerked yourself off in your pants?
I'm sure at some point in my 13-year-old, whenever I first discovered jerking off, I'm sure at some point I did.
Oh, okay, I got one.
Okay, good.
What's the biggest thing you fear right now?
Wow.
Not bad, right?
No, that's good. I mean, I feel like a life of regret, right? I feel like my biggest fear is like that I'll let down my future self. You know, I think I always think about that. Like, am I making the right move? Is there something I could be doing now that would lead to a more fulfilled life? And like, will I be 80 and look back and be like, I blew it? You know? And that like has always haunted like professional decisions I've made and romantic decisions I've made and just like all kinds of things like that. I've always kind of plagued by like, will this lead to a sad, regretful
ending,
deathbed, or will this lead to like a I don't know, man. I think like with kids, I think about that a lot. Like not having a kid, will I be like 80 and be like, why did I fucking not have a kid?
I think mine is very similar because I would say my biggest fear is that because I like my life.
Yeah, I like my life too. I have a good life.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that it changing, or it going bad.
Right.
You know, kind of, which is kind of the same thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're happy. So you like the decisions you've made up to this point.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll probably be fine.
Yeah. I definitely, there are regrets that I have, but it's more like how I've handled situations. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's an OCD thing, but I definitely can lock on to a regret and have it plague me. Like,
what's your biggest regret?
I don't know, man.
Top three.
Top three regrets?
In no particular order.
I don't know. Some of them actually don't really want to talk about on stream, oddly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Someone says sex with Trevor #1. You don't regret that.
No, that wasn't all right. That wasn't bad. It wasn't like
that was
that was fine.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I definitely have acted very, very selfishly, I think. You know, a lot of it's just, you know, you grow as you age, and you know, I truly feel like a different person today than I was in my 20s.
Well, I mean, to go back, well, this is like a bookend. We'll go back to the beginning here, like where we're talking about evolving. I think you and Timmy have probably evolved the most. And it's not that, I mean, you were always great. Like you were always
Thanks.
like, you know, you were always like always one of my best friends, one of the most fun people to ever hang out with, kind of thing.
Thanks, man.
None of that's changed, but like, I do think that there's just a lot more of, you know, just like being okay with yourself, kind of thing. Like, you know, where it wasn't like, you know, because we used, and a lot of us did, like go out and just drink to get obliterated and stuff like that. But like, you know, there's you know, I think I would nudge you ahead of Timmy. I think that you've probably evolved the most.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's nice to hear you say that. I also, you know what it was? I think my biggest regret, it wasn't that the relationship ended, but like, you know, I had a very long term relationship in my 20s with someone, and it was a good relationship, and I ended it, and I think maybe it needed to end because we just had different goals in life. You know, I think she really wanted a kid and a family immediately, and I just didn't. And I ended it so lame. I ended it like in like the worst way you can end a relationship.
Really?
That's probably my biggest one, honestly. Not that it ended, but just that I just didn't do it like an adult or like a man.
Right.
You know, and I have reached out and made an amends, and you know, part of my sobriety, you know, that I'm glad that I fucking, and but we're super cool. Like we're on great terms. I think she's awesome. We get together when one of us is in town or something like that. But that's it. What about you?
Well, I remember when you showed up. At the writing meeting after you broke up, and you were really like, you know, it was obvious that you were like not well, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like oh shit, like somebody's really going through something, like, you know, kind of thing, like kind of thing.
And I did the worst thing where I just jumped into another relationship like immediately. So like I didn't get to like process or grieve or like do any of that stuff. I just like jumped into this other, and of course like that.
But isn't that the fun part of breaking up?
Yeah, of course that just poisoned this relationship. So then I actually did. Then I ended this one in a not in the same way as that one, but like that went toxic and south. And it's just like, oh, it just was like a couple of years of like kind of like wreckage. Before I met Sarah and like got my shit together and like have a good relationship. But like after that, I just went through like a pretty dark, long time, you know, that I didn't have to put myself through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you miserable in the time, or is it just more of like now that you're out of it, looking back, you're like, I wasn't happy back then?
I
or
think
at
I
the
was
time?
miserable in the time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Yeah. What about you? What's your biggest fear?
Well, biggest fear, I said it was the.
Well, okay, so but there's not like a thing. It's just more.
Oh no,
your
your biggest regret.
Oh, regret, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what we were talking about with you, right? I don't know. I mean, we talked about this last time. I don't really think about.
I know, that's kind of crazy. Like, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I never understood people who say that, like, hey man, never live with regrets. It's like, you think that's up to me? You think I get to decide that?
Well, I get paralyzed about.
Get to decide, but like not.
The way that my thing works is that I get paralyzed about everyday decisions, and then once I make them, it's done.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. So like I get my angst and like miserableness on the future, and not so much the past. But like, I think in retrospect, I was probably. I mean, I wasn't like. I think everyone in high school liked me. You know, like most people did, but I think I was kind of a bully. I didn't mean it or mean to be. I was just like, I had a hard time if I thought I think I joke mean, you know, and I think I have a mean streak. And if I think of something that I think is funny, God damn it, I'm gonna fucking say it, like, you know, kind of thing, like, you know, and so I regret some, you know, and I've never had anyone come to me and be like, you know, did this, and when I've met people, I've been like, and they've all been like, hey, but I don't know how much of it is bullshit and like how much is like, you know, so I guess that would be, you know, I guess that would be a regret. I wish I thought about other people's feelings more, in regards to whether or not something was funny when I was in high school.
Yeah, we share that urge. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard, and certain people really, it's just, you know, it's right there.
Oh, they're fucking, well, Timmy.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Like, God, I probably regret, if I've ever done anything to Timmy that made his life worse, I would feel bad about that. I love him, you know, like I you know, but God, like I love making fun of him, you know, you can contain multitudes.
Yeah, I know. And the world's a big, complicated place, and relationships have a lot of different things. It's like, dude, last Saturday was like a perfect example. It's like, I can't. Did you see Timmy and I had a little like dust up?
Oh, I stopped doing everything because I wanted to watch it. It
was like, I can't even remember what it was. I said something. Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it was. What the fuck is it?
Someone said, X Legit Shade says, wow, Trevor, that's toxic. Hey, I may be toxic, you know. I'm fully aware. Not fully aware, but I'm like, I'm open to the fact that I'm toxic. But I mean, all you can do is.
Here's a good one. Goldbug says, if you made amends, Trevor, who would be on your list? Your amends list.
I've already made amends with him. But my uncle. My uncle and I made the Hitler rap together.
Oh, this was a wound.
Yeah, and like it was, and my uncle and I were very tight. And then you know, so it did well online. Like, we got a show and they wanted to put it on the show. Like, the network was like, we want this to be, and I think it's the first fucking thing on our show. Like, I think the show starts, which, by the way, is insane. Like,
I think it started with the iPod Shuffle, and then it goes into that.
Yeah, so it's like, this is how long ago it was, or what a different time it was. Like, how do we start our show? Hey, dress the guy up as Hitler. Fucking, like, you know. My uncle and I, like, you know, he was a musician, and like, you know, we would like fuck around in his recording studio. So he did that. I like wrote it, sang it, and my sister sings vocals on it with me. It's me and my sister that are singing that song. And then it was like, we were about to get a TV show, and they wanted to get him to sign off the rights for it, you know. And I think there's a thing where it's like, it wasn't like you don't get any money. It was like, you get, you know, X amount of sales or something like that. But in my head, he was playing hardball, because, like, you know, I'm from a very rural town, and, like, you know, nobody wants to get taken advantage of by like a big network from like New York or LA or something like that. So I think he kind of was playing hardball, and I am so broke and so like, oh my God, what if they don't do the show if we don't get this thing? I was freaking out, and I think it got kind of, not ugly, but cold after that. Like, we weren't as tight anymore. And that really bummed me out, because he was kind of like a brother to me growing up. Yeah. Like, he was my mom's brother, but he was 30 and I was like 17. Like, he was kind of the guy that, like, you know, he would like, you know, like there was a dead cow. He would be the guy who would come by and be like, "Hey, do you want to throw a dead cow off a cliff?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And then we'd go and he'd take a truck and push.
Did you do that? Is that something you did?
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, because we grew up on like farms and stuff. Like he was like, "Hey, do you want to go like shoot groundhogs?" Like I figured out where all the groundhogs live, and you like hang out with him, and he'd be like waiting there, and then they'd come up and then blow their heads off.
Dude.
He was rad. But like about 10 to 15 years, we like were very cold and didn't like talk. Yeah. And only like in the last 5 or 6 we've started emailing and like, you know, kind of reaching out to each other and stuff like that. Yeah. So but that would be my big
How did that finally resolve? I mean, obviously it made it to the show, so did he eventually just cave?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't any different than any other deal for music. It was just like, I think there were, yeah, it was, I think at one point, like, I think what made it like tense is that at one point he said that he wrote some of the lyrics, which I was like, I like wrote it, like, you know, kind of thing. But then also like he might have, I think I would ask him about like history stuff. Like I'd be like, tell me about this person like that. So there might be elements from history.
The lyrics might have come out of conversations that you had.
Yes, stuff I learned from him, but I wrote the lyrics. Right. But like he was like, I wrote the rap, and I think it was when he started being like, you know, like, oh, I wrote it. I was like, And also he wrote the music, you know, like, but it was, I mean, I wrote the melody and the, you know, like the lyrics, but when he started saying I started to write it, I kind of got a little like, you know, and then he got a little, it was
yeah.
You know. But anyway,
I remember when that was going down, and I remember I got real steamed. Because I remember you reported that he'd said something like, I don't think you can understate how the importance that this sketch has had on you guys getting the show. Like, I think in his mind, he thought like that Hitler rap was like the crown jewel. And it maybe he's right. I don't know. I mean, it was a big splash.
It was our
on the
biggest
internet.
one at that time.
Yeah. On the internet, that was the biggest one. That's true. But, yeah, whatever. That's anyway, tough, but it's good for now. You. Here's one thing I've learned about making amends, is the other person doesn't have to be right and you have to be wrong, or you can be, you know, for you to make an amends. You know, like you can always like, and I'm not saying this to you. This is more just like something about the concept of it. Like you can reach out and like make an amends to someone when you're both wrong. Or when you're right and they're wrong, but maybe you handled being right not as cool as you could have. You know, it's really not even about the other person's culpability or lack thereof or overwhelming amount, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So anyway, all that's just to say, like, good on you for, like, keeping your side of the street clean.
Well, we had to make amends.
What's that?
You and me had to make amends.
Yeah.
Well, I apologized to you.
I ever made amends to you?
I apologize because in Miss March, we had 2 different ideas for endings. Mm-hmm. Is this okay to talk about?
Yeah. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. So we had 2 different endings for it, and I thought my way was right, and you thought your way was right, and I don't remember how it happened. Like I think there was a phone call that we were supposed to be on, but it ended up just being me. This is the way I remember it. Like, let me know. And it was just me and the head of the studio. And I remember being like, all right, I'm going to pitch both out. And then they went with the one that I thought. And then when I told you, and maybe I did, like, I remember at the time trying to not like say which one I liked more. But like when I told it, you know, I did a phone call without you. We disagreed on an ending. I talked to the head of the studio. They went with the one that I said. And I was just kind of like, that's how it is, you know, kind of thing.
I have a different recollection.
All right, tell me what that is.
We had at length, we discussed the screening and which ending we were going to put in for the screening. And I was flying to New York.
Did we film them both?
We filmed them both.
Okay.
So we filmed my ending, and so I was like, we got to at least test it and see if it works. Like if it works, then we need to know.
Right.
And then I land in New York. You're in LA where they're doing the screening and all that. And I remember I was in the car from JFK going to my apartment in Brooklyn. And we got on the phone and you were like, look, man, I didn't want that ending to test, because if it was good, I wouldn't be able to like we would never know. And
Wait, what?
You were like, I didn't want that ending to go in the test screening, because if people liked it. And as I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, this sounds nothing like what you would actually say. So it makes me wonder if this is an accurate memory or not.
That seems weird. Like
But you were like, I didn't want to test it. Like, I didn't want to test it because I didn't want to give it oxygen, basically.
I don't.
And I don't think you would say that. Like, looking back, like putting that memory on trial, I'm like, that doesn't jive. But I remember saying this. I remember saying, I would never do that to you. I remember that was like part of the phone conversation. I was like, I would never have done that to you.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was a bad wound for our relationship. But you did. We were 100%. You owned it and you apologized for it, and it is okay.
Yeah.
It really is okay.
But we were cold for a couple of years.
But we were cold not just because of that. Like, we had just been strained, you know, dude. Like, you and I were in the room together every day, working, disagreeing, agreeing, but like, you know, like for years. You know, we went from season 2 into the movie, pre-production, shooting the movie, post-production, in the edit for that, and then pre-production of season 3, post-production season 3. Like, there was like a 2-year period where I was with you more than my girlfriend, and we were just like not always getting along, and we just needed a break, and we didn't get a break. We were not allowed to be apart from each other.
Yeah. And also heavy drinking.
And we were both heavy fucking drunks, dude. Oh my God. Also, though, let me also say this. I don't think there's anyone else in my life that I would have wanted to have gone through that with. Like, you have always been like my creative fucking homie. And even though we butted heads, like, it was as good as I could have asked for. Like, that was as good as I was capable of behaving at that time, you know?
We would have fought with anyone besides maybe Darren.
Yeah. But also, like, you know, God bless Darren, but like, I wouldn't have been able to get the work done with Darren.
Right.
So yeah.
Somebody says release the Kreger cut.
I love that. It's gone, dude. But I remember what it was. So the Kreger cut was at the end of that movie. If you've seen it, you know, okay, you know, my character finally gets the girl, and then the last scene is he's drunk and he's gonna go upstairs and have sex for the first time. Finally, he's been in a coma. He's gone through this adventure, and then it ends with Eugene, don't fall down the stairs again. And like history's gonna repeat itself. And then my thing was, then you hard cut to a shot of Eugene like fucking the girl's brains out in bed. So it's just, and he's terrible at it because he's a virgin. So he's like, is it good? Is this good? And she's like, uh-huh. She's like totally placating him. And it's like, the joke is that he's getting laid and he's terrible because he's a virgin, even though he's like 28 years old or whatever.
That's not what the joke was.
I thought it was. What was the joke?
No, it was that he was having sex with her and then he fucking diarrheas everywhere.
Oh my God, then he diarrheas everywhere. Which is terrible. It's not even good. It's not an ending I'm proud of. He diarrheas everywhere? Oh.
Yeah, because it was the diarrhea from earlier.
You know what, dude, you're right. Like, in retrospect, like, yeah, I would argue against it now.
Dude, I mean, I kind of, now, like, we've switched teams because now I'm just sort of like, fucking, with that movie, just go for it. Like, just fucking, like, shit diarrhea everywhere at the end. Like, you know.
All right, that was a good Deep Boys. By the way, though, but I do feel like one thing is left unsaid. It's like, yeah, you definitely did make an amends about that. Have I never reciprocated? I mean, dude, I was such a fucking prickly, pushy, stubborn dude for all of that era, and I really am fucking sorry, dude. And you put up with a lot of my bullshit.
I actually think the beginning of us kind of liking hanging out with each other again was you asked me to go to a bar and you revealed that you were recently sober. and I think it was part of the, I don't know if it was part of the steps or whatever, but I think you did talk about like, kind of a, just in general, like, I'm sorry for like attitude kind of stuff. But I mean, it didn't, maybe it's my not looking back thing, but like, I was kind of like, you're cool, dude. It's fine. It's fine. Like,
Yeah. It does feel good to have those conversations, man. I apologize to my brother for, this was even before I got sober, but like I was such a bully to my little brother. I was so vicious to him. I used to beat the shit out of him. I used to set up to Jake. I used to set the video camera up, hit record in my basement, be like, Jake, come down here. And he would come down, and then I would beat the shit out of him on camera. And then when my friends would come over, we would watch the tape of me beating the shit out of him and laugh. That's fucking dark.
That's funny.
But
I mean,
and our relationship was damaged from that. But I fucking, tears in my eyes, apologized to him as an adult. Yeah.
That's weird because it's like, so my sister's like one of my best friends. Like, we're very tight. But like we used to fight all the time, physically fight. Like, and before everyone gets mad at me, my sister's my height. Like,
Also, my brother's as big as me. I'm getting more Wowzacks than I've ever gotten in my whole life right now.
But I remember I used to like make videos of like whatever movie was popular, like Batman was popular. And I was like, oh, let's remake Batman. And so I get a video camera and I would make a Batman outfit out of trash bags, like, and tape it so that I was like Batman, because poor as shit living on a farm out of nowhere. And I'd be like, you're the Joker. And my sister would be like, okay. And so then I'd be like, in this scene, you come in, we fight. And then she would come in and like, I would like punch her, and then she would like try to punch me, and then we'd fight, and I'd like push her down the stairs and stuff like that, and we would get like, and so I had all of these videos that I thought were just recreations of movies, but it was just me beating the fuck out of my sister like that. And then I like sat my whole family down and was like, look what Leela and I made. And I put the video in because I'm so fucking dumb. I don't even realize it's bad. I'm like, and my parents like grounded me. They were like, it was the worst review I've ever gotten, where they were like,
wow. And we have a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that really tells you something right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wouldn't you love to see those videos? Do you think those exist?
Maybe. My parents just sold their house. They're moving. So like
where are they moving to?
Like, I have no idea. It's like, it's easy to sell a house right now. It's hard to buy one. So like they sold the house that I grew up in. They had it for like 30 years, 40 years. No, but I do want to see it one more time. So I might fly out there and get all the, tests and stuff like that to go like see it one last time.
What will you do when you see it one last time?
Be like, there it is. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I should see it again. I have I have enough.
You're like go in the living room. There's like no furniture. You can like pull out a bottle of Beam and just like pour it on the floor.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like even when I go to visit them now, I don't like staying there. Like I'll stay in a hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I like having my own space. I don't like being around.
Does that bother them?
Yes. And when they come out to visit me, I put them in a hotel. I won't let them stay with me, like kind of thing. Cause I just like my own, I need to like have it end at some point,
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I got to see it again. I don't know why.
I get that.
So I might fly.
Like when would this happen?
The next month.
Wow.
But I bought a mask, a full face mask. It's a bubble that goes around your whole head, and I'm just gonna put like gloves on, and I've been eating androphis root, which like boosts your immunity, which is also I think why my fucking psoriasis is going nuts right now, because I'm like eating all these like
because it's kind of turning your immune system against you, so you're adding fuel to the fire, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get ready for this cross country flight I might do.
Is Amy gonna go with you, or are you gonna go solo?
No, I'm going solo, but I might take my kid. But then the problem with that is, like, I'm gonna try to like have doctors, or not doctors, but I'm gonna get like the fucking test there and then quarantine there for like maybe a week before I go see my parents, because my parents are elderly. But then it's just gonna be me and my kids stuck in a hotel for a week.
Dude.
And yeah.
All right. That sounds rough.
Yeah. Maybe I won't do this.
That's no diss on your kid. That's any kid.
No. My kid's great.
Yeah.
My kid's great. I don't want to be with him in a week in a hotel room.
Yeah. All right, dude. It's 10:30, 10:23.
This was a good one.
This was good. We had a good deep voice.
We always do. I mean, do you ever think about like sometimes during the week? Have you ever watched anyone else's streams?
Why would I do that?
I know, but I mean, like, you should every now and then. But like, sometimes you watch it and you're like, God, how the fuck do we never miss? Like, it's like there's just, it's not fair.
Hang on. Please raid cranky old dude sometimes. Okay, all right. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff here, but pre-suffix, thanks, buddy. Thank you for gifting.
You know what we should do? Let's miss next week. Let's try.
Oh, like we'll do the show, but we'll try and like do a bad show.
Let's try to have a bad Newsboyz.
I love that
next
idea.
Week. It'll be interesting to see if we can. Like, you know, but I mean, like, let's, you know, Sam's got a thing going now. You know, like, everyone's got a thing going. Let's let everyone catch up for a second.
Okay.
Let's try to fuck up next week.
Let's level the playing field a little bit. I'm into it. All right, buddy. Cool, man.
Who are we gonna raid?
I don't know. Who do you guys want to raid? Who's on? Rongina's on. I always want, dude. Rongina. I think we're gonna raid Rongina, homeboy.
We always raid Rongina. I love Rongina. Oh no, but he gave us so much money.
He gave us a fucking time.
Oh yeah, raid him. Yeah.
Right?
What am I gonna talk about?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do this guy.
All right. Let's
also,
raid
Rongina rules, so it's all good. All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
he's a good
Love
guy.
you, man. This was great.
Love you. See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Later. Bye, dudes. Rating. Hang on. Here it comes. Here it comes. Raid now.